And I believe it is live. At least YouTube is telling me it is live. My YouTube page is not saying that it is live, but YouTube is saying it is live. So we will assume it is live.
In my experience, it's live from the moment you...
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Well, now the public
I'm liking those memes going around.
Well, I mean,
I believe that actually was live, yes.
Michael Baden actually came out and said he thought it pointed more to the evidence points to homicide rather than suicide. It's like,
oh no.
Hillary Clinton. Michael Baden on Suicide Watch. Like,
I know, right? He's like, oh, alas, Michael, we knew him well.
Yeah, my condolences to his family. I thought he was a great man, you know.
Yeah.
If he only loads every gun in his house with one bullet, there's no way he'll commit suicide.
Yeah. But
he shot himself with all of his guns. That's insane. He must have really... Man, the guy must have had some demons. Jeez.
Yeah, sorry about that, chat. I have had that only once before in my entire streaming career, and I think it's an OBS bug. It says it's streaming, it says it's reconnecting, but it just doesn't send anything. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, are we back?
We are back. Yeah.
Filthy excuses.
I can't find the stream.
If you go to Arch Warhammer's channel, then put live at the end of the URL, like /live, that'll take you to it.
It usually takes a little while for it to actually pop up on the YouTube channel. Okay, it is live now. At least it claims to be.
Yeah.
There we go.
It even updated the thumbnail correctly. Oh my. Well, wonders never cease.
A blessing in disguise.
Time to annoy everyone with @everyone.
I wholeheartedly disavow this slanderous super chat.
Doesn't say Epstein didn't kill himself.
Get on the line to the developers. It's not my fault.
Everyone.
Contact the OBS devs and tell them they're boomers.
Breaking news. Ulu calls for the cyberbullying of the OBS devs.
Look, it's not cyberbullying. It's like what Extinction Rebellion are doing. It's just honest, good, fair protest. And if you have to lie across his driveway in the morning, all I'm saying is you have to do what you have to do. If someone actually does that, I'll be very impressed. But I don't endorse it. For legal reasons, that's a joke.
For
yes,
suicide.
Sargon, your mic's a bit robotic if you want to reconnect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound bad to me.
The chat was complaining too.
No.
Literally just the
That
leaf.
chat isn't God, Dev. Honestly.
Well, if the voice doesn't sound bad to me, chat shouldn't. It's just getting it from what I can hear. That's odd.
Maybe chat's playing 4D chess.
I didn't know this was a thing, but now I'm going to abuse it.
What is it? What'd you find?
I have found a way to @everyone on my Discord server and still be relatively within the rules of doing so.
You
It's not against the rules to add everyone in your own server.
Yeah.
Yes. But it pisses off my moderators, which is always funny.
Don't kill me, Disco.
You're lucky. She's
I know.
she's not currently around to witness it.
Oh, thank God.
Don't worry, she'll just queue up all the condemnation for when she wakes up.
I literally probably... See, we should actually come up with like a unified Twitter account or something where we can say like, okay, this week it's actually happening and stuff.
Well, it's your
That would be
campaign.
considerate. Yeah.
Yeah, Arch.
Nah, people just have
I'm
to
banned from Twitter. I
sporadically
can't do it.
check all 5
I'm
of our
banned from Twitter
channels and
too.
maybe
I
Ritualist's
wash my
channel
hands
as
of
well.
this.
Oh, so you just rubbing this in or something? What the fuck?
Fine, I'll fucking make it.
Who else is going to make it?
Alright, yeah, I'll make a Twitter account for... Oh, the moment I log on for Twitter the first time in forever, the first thing I see is a bunch of niqab-clad women beating a baby. Like, just... Twitter.
What?
Beating a baby.
Yes,
You gotta
it's
like
like
that,
Right
Eric.
about babies.
Jesus.
I take it this isn't a matter for condemnation, it's Twitter promoting it as like, this is why diversity is good.
No, it is literally a group of women using a baby, as far as I can see, as some form of blunt object with which to hit each other. It's...
No, the headline is, we need to turn to Islam to solve the world's overpopulation problem.
And it's got this great fucking Middle Eastern music in the background. It's really good.
I mean, that would help.
Cheer up a little bit. Right, here. I'm gonna put this in the chat so people can enjoy it as well. I'm not lying. This is an actual thing on Twitter. It makes me sad, but it exists.
I love how you switch over to Twitter, and the first thing you ever see is worse than anything any of us have ever done in these D&D campaigns.
Essentially, like we need to step up our game.
We haven't used babies as melee weapons yet.
Yeah, I mean, we have attacked zombie children, but we haven't even attacked anyone with the zombie children.
Yeah, besides the zombie children attacked first, so that's self-defense.
Yeah. It's a self-defensive genocide.
It would be morally reprehensible if we didn't kill the zombie children.
This is an awful video to watch, man.
It actually is.
I'm respectfully abstaining. I already know how shit the Middle East is. But let me guess, this is in fucking Birmingham.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know that it's not, man.
Mm-hmm.
But well, yeah, and ironically, I don't know that. But, like, yeah, that was a horrible video to watch.
Oh, that was a good start to today's vampire.
And that's why I don't use Twitter.
Jesus Christ. Like, I'm like, oh, we should make a Twitter account. Let me, I'm the only one who can do it because everybody else is fucking banned. Then I open Twitter and I see this. Like, I should sue you for damages.
Oh, no, chat's saying F again.
Oh, did it die?
I can see the packets going out. I can see the network usage high. Chat.
It might just be the video. Twitter video.
Yeah. But they're saying stream died as well.
No, it's not dead. I just refreshed it. It's still up.
Are you sure it's not just replaying from
the chat now
ago?
Winding you up.
Nope. It just had you saying exactly what you just said.
All right, fine.
Chat,
then
you bastard.
We'll never trust you again, chat. And next time it breaks, it'll just break forever.
Yeah, chat.
Forever.
Well, just also record it as soon as you can upload the recording.
I am recording it, yeah.
All right.
The recording will be fine as long as my hard drive doesn't fill up.
So last time, Sargon and Dev was trying to figure out some dirt on the head of the Abwehr by staking out his office and figuring out where he'd been in the last, 48 hours for the tracking ability?
I think it was 24 for the yeah.
Yeah. And that led you to a trash can in a public park in which you found an envelope of the style you would use to store like fat stacks of documents. And of course, Sargon had a quick nom on a rat that gave him the finger inside a said trash can.
Are there any more rats, or do I have to go hungry?
You'll have to go hungry.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure his family will be back for vengeance at some point.
Okay. He started. So
this is the world where rats are just walking health packs.
Pretty much.
So that'll probably require some analysis and further investigation. So that's probably what you will be doing today. Basically, then you'll meet up at your headquarters.
Can I just open the envelope?
Yeah, it's empty.
Oh, right. Okay, it's empty. Right. Is there any writing on it at all?
No, it is a blank, both outside and in.
Okay.
Weird.
It is
any kind of spell that'll.
It's clearly what? Sorry.
Deformed. Like it's very clear that's been a pretty large stack of documents stuffed in there.
Right.
Is there any kind of spell you can cast, Sargon, that'll give us some information about what was in there?
I don't know. Is there?
I don't know. Is there?
I don't know. Is there?
Arch, is there?
I helped.
Well, okay, I've got blood sorcery at level 2 and all specs at level 1.
Well, then I'd suggest having a look at the rituals because there are a lot of them and they do a lot of strange things.
That's true.
Has anyone got a copy of them?
Well, I can pull up. Actually,
Or
let
a
me go
link,
ahead and
like,
pull that up.
Yeah, they'll be in the rule books that Arch gave it.
So send me a link to it.
Let me go.
Gosh.
Let me actually get mine pulled up real quick. It's one thing I forgot.
There's the Google Drive.
Thank you.
Good dev. Good dev. Head pats.
I actually have it this time.
Auspex is on page.
I've got a higher Auspex though, so
I think in this case it would have to be. There might be an all-spec skill, but I think it's probably better for the rituals. I don't know.
yeah, probably.
Because the rituals do a lot of strange shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, heightened senses, sense the unseen, premonition. What level are you at?
I'm at 3.
Scry the soul, share the senses.
Yeah, I think actually like divining information from an object is level 4 Auspex.
Spirit's touch, yeah, touching an
Spirit's
inanimate
touch,
object.
Yeah.
I can do wards, warding circles. Right, I've got blood walk.
Wait a second. Can I why can't I just transform into a wolf and get a scent on the envelope and see if I can find out where it's been?
Because you're doing something else tonight.
Yeah, you're after the gay man.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm
Damn
still
it,
with the game
Rags.
in the church. Still trying to turn the straights in church.
Gay proselytization. Okay,
It's not illegal, it's frowned upon.
So for the stuff Sargon, look at Blood Sorcery. That's on page 271. And then further down beneath that is also Rituals, and you can use both. There might be something there. Whilst Sargon has a nice little read of like 17 pages of Rituals and Blood Sorcery, it is up to Rags and Uzulu to go coerce the priest, was it? Or did you go straight to the gay guy? It was just the priest, wasn't it?
Well,
Priests and gay guys, quite the evening for us, right?
it really is. It's kind of been so long since we've played. I might actually need a refresher on where exactly we were.
I concur.
Because
I
remember-
believe you two were heading to the priest to try and get him to give you a confession that one of the members of the armament board is indeed gay, Johann Spudel, because Rags turned into an adorable little walrus, broke into the church, got
handsome,
a sausage,
proud, noble wolf.
and then overheard Johann Spudel confessing his sins of sodomy and so on to the priest.
I think we already got the confession out of the priest, didn't we?
I think we did.
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
I think we did.
I think you didn't.
I remember convincing him.
Chat, did we do the thing?
I remember you trying to convince one of the large factories about something.
I think that was a lot earlier in the campaign. I think we did convince the priest.
I don't think you did.
Chat's lying.
You did, however, get some documents suggesting that there is Alfred Kreutz, the head of the armaments factory, was given some strange jobs by the armaments board. You know, he was given luxurious contracts which seemed suspicious. You did find documents pertaining to that.
Yeah, and we were gonna we looked through the financial data, and Sargon put his inexperienced big brain throbbing onto the page and found some numbers that didn't make sense. So we got that. We have some
Yes.
evidence, but I'm pretty sure that we got the priest to say, yeah, okay, for the good of the Reich, I'll tell you everything, and then he did. We didn't get a confession out of the gay guy, but the priest told us.
That when you confronted him, he would do that, but I'm pretty sure you haven't actually done that yet.
Chat, help me out.
Let's just do it. Like,
All right,
just
okay.
do it. Fuck it.
Sargon, have you seen my DMs? You've got an issue with your mic chats whining.
Oh no.
Okay.
And I don't think it's my end, because it's only you. All right, fine. We'll go and re-educate the priest.
So we're going to confront the priest. I assume he's going to be at the church the whole time. Is that kind of where he lives? Essentially, is that where he's going to be?
Presumably.
Is this any better, by the way?
Yep, that seems to
I
have
think
fixed it. Let's see if chat whines more.
Sorry, chat.
Well, we
it
can't
seems
have
fine
that.
on our end.
You sound good to me.
It's
Great.
fine now. The crackle's gone.
Fraggle.
Yeah, people are giving me reminders in chat of what happened that sound like they're a session behind. I swear we did more than that.
Is the last session live? Did it ever?
It's your imagination.
I think we have to go from where Arch wants us to go from anyway, let's be honest.
That is ultimately true.
One DM to another, this would just be easier. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess Uzalu and myself are going to go back to the church. Now, when are we going to go back? Are we going to go that same night?
Yes, yeah. You're presumably going at the same time as Sargon and Dev are doing their thing.
Okay. About what time? What time is this going to be? Because we got to make sure that we're back by, sunlight.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of time.
Okay. Well, let's head on over there.
All right. Yep. You can head off onto the church. It's a nice little church, big enough, not super big. It's not the curved dome or anything, but it's adorable. There is the large entranceway with the smaller doors and the massive doors. You, of course, have been here before, Rag, so you know the entrance. It is locked. You can knock, break it down. Such things.
We'll just knock. There's no reason to break it down. It's church.
Rack smashes the doors and fuck you. Sorry. Carry on.
No
Your
reason.
god couldn't protect your door.
Yeah, exactly. Where's your god now? Sorry, carry on.
All right. You knock on the door. Nobody answers to begin with.
Well, that's definitely cause to knock it down. How rude.
Yeah, that's just inappropriate.
Just rush in shouting the beacons are lit.
And before we're going to be going in like full uniform and everything, right? No sense being.
You are uniformed, yes.
Yeah, all right.
We are Hugo bossed.
Alternatively, it could be also that he simply just didn't hear you because, big church.
The Reich is at stake here. We can't afford these kind of failures.
Let's
we're gonna
knock more enthusiastically.
Yeah, I'll make another bang. I'll use the door clangers, whatever they're called. If the door knockers, I actually don't even know what those are called. The little mini handles that you use to knock the door.
I believe they're literally called door knockers.
I think they
All
are,
right,
yeah.
that makes sense. So I
Give you a
yeah,
knock
I
as a
guess
bit of a
we'll
fumble.
use our door knockers.
I mean, I'm sure there is some kind of obscure Latin term like El Docus Knockers Carnifex or whatever, but not necessary for this particular context.
Well, apparently Google's telling me it's Turtlecoffer? Turtleclopfer.
Turtlecock.
Well, that's in German. It is, yes. A Turklopfer is what you're using, Rags. If you want accurate terminology for once.
I actually do. I do appreciate accurate terminology. Yeah.
Does the O have an umlaut?
The U has two dots, which I mean, is that an umlaut? I can't remember.
Would that
It's been
be
a long time since I've-
Turklupfer? Sorry. Sounds about
Yeah.
right.
It says this is a heurtoir in the French Dictionary of Architecture, an heurtoir. So
This is what we're gonna do for the
I
rest of
will
the stream, chat.
I will firmly grasp the heurtoir, and I will use it for its intended purposes.
All right, what is it in
I
ancient
just want to say that my
Babylonian, though?
character is actually completely equipped to have an academic discussion about these names, so I can roll if you want.
That was a way to pass the time.
Yeah, I'll do
Mine
that.
can do it in reference to the big five personality types.
To be fair, like when I search for this, I just literally it seems to literally just be called the door knocker.
You didn't
My
look hard
character got
enough.
2
Your
degrees of
research
success
skills. Mm.
I have found a door knocker where you knock with a squirrel's tail. I have found one where you knock with a man's scrotum.
Good job.
I found one that is literally just a large penis.
Excellent.
Oh wait, no, that's from a different.
There are
tab.
options. But yes, you bang the door most savagely and loudly. And this time, somebody does indeed answer. You can hear the lock rattling, some keys, clearly having a little bit of issues. Eventually, a clearly rather groggy-looking man in what appears to be a fashionable white sleeping gown opens the door and says something extraordinarily unpriestly in German. Probably translates into, "What the fuck are you doing in the middle of the night?"
I would. My character would be German, so I would know what he's saying.
Yes, you would.
That has been the
He
premise of
gets
the entire
halfway
campaign,
through
yes.
the loud cursing. He looks up, he's rubbing the sleep out of his eyes. He's like, "Ah, damn kids, banging on my Lafleur," or whatever the fuck it was.
Catoir.
Patois. Then he catches a look at your uniforms and he goes deathly silenced.
Good.
I'll ask him if we may come inside.
Are you sure you don't want to use his accidental rudeness to frighten him into telling us more? We will not
No,
report
I'm-
this indiscretion of yours to the Führer if you give us the information we desire.
Do we need to do like a good Nazi, bad Nazi? Is that going to be our strategy here?
There are good Nazis, Rags 2019.
Hey, look, he just agrees with Donald Trump, okay?
Listen, that's all it takes.
Good people on both sides, man.
I'll be the good Nazi. You can be the bad Nazi.
It's very progressive.
That is very judgmental,
I
Rags.
mean, there'll be that guy talking to me about the lobsters. Wow, that dude's nuts. I want to talk to you instead.
Look, all I'm saying is that lobsters have a hierarchy that we should emulate. Yes, we should actually live like the lobster. Kathy Griffin was right.
In the ocean, at the bottom, just like the
Classic
lobsters.
Nazi empire.
I can see why Peterson's book sold so many copies, to be honest.
Yeah.
Revolutionary.
Your mic's crackling again, Sargon.
Well, I don't know what to do then, man.
Fair enough. I'm not saying you have to. As I said, it's noticeable, but it's not unbearable. Chat, don't whine at me.
I've unplugged it and plugged it back in, and I've left the chat and rejoined the chat. I don't know what
You
else
sound
my-
fine to
Fixed
me.
again. Yeah, it's working fine. But it was earlier as well. I had a similar issue with my mic when I was using it through VtM, which is probably what you're using it through, rather than ACO.
I have no idea.
It was more extreme, but more long term, so it might be something similar. You could try a different USB port, maybe, like on a different set of USB ports, if you've got one.
Sargon sounds
Yeah,
better than
good.
you, Uzulu.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true, but I don't have crackling.
That is true. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't have said it.
There's an assumption there, Rags. I'm not sure it's fully justified. Anyway, let's continue.
Sargon is connecting from an actual World War II radio.
He's role playing right proper.
It doesn't sound like that to you guys, right?
You sound as good as you possibly probably could to me.
Yeah. Because you guys are all coming through clear on mine as well, so I'm not getting any,
Yeah.
any problems here.
No, everything sounds fine to me except the occasional crackle on Sargon's mic. A lot of people in chat have pointed it out.
Right, okay.
But as I said, it's not unbearable. So,
Well, since the stream is going through you, Uzlu, it might be you.
well, no, if only one person has the problem and unplugging and replugging their mic fixes the problem, I don't think it's my end.
Obviously, your stream is playing favorites.
Anyway.
Hmm.
So much for the Jordan Peterson meritocracy stream.
Right, so are we? You guys can carry on now, though, can't you? So the priest has just shat himself.
Yeah,
What
we
is that
can.
awful
Yeah,
smell?
I don't think that there's a need for us to be overly antagonistic to him quite yet. If anything, it probably would be best that I mean, we could always pull that card later because this is a one-way street. Once you start ramping it up, you can't really go back. So you want to start in a place where where there's where you can advance from there. Because if we start off antagonistic, we're not going to get on his good side again.
True, but we only need one thing from him, and our authority is pretty much absolute. I mean, we did discuss last time that the priest would be willing to do this ultimately, to let the Nazi party have authority over the church.
Maybe. I mean, that was in a session that apparently we remember, but no one else does.
I remember actually doing it, and it worked. So I don't know what I'm remembering there.
So this is really just a test of Arch's DMing skills if the same thing happens twice.
Yeah, it's a test of our memory if we're doing what we remember already doing.
I can't quite remember what I did.
I'm quite happy with the fact that apparently this story is so solid that you guys are having waking dreams about it. So I'll take it as a
shared waking dreams as well. We remember the same details.
Yeah. Bit creepy, but oh well.
Nothing creepy about it.
If I end up doing this again, then go back and watch the last stream where we already did it. I'm gonna start a petition. You be careful.
Listen, Nazi Jordan Peterson understands me as a person.
And a walrus.
And a walrus.
Right, so the priest, upon being asked by Rags if you can come inside, simply just opens the door wide and beckons you in.
Has he blinked in the last minute since he's noticed us?
Yes, frantically.
Oh.
Well, I will thank him cordially.
I will refrain. I'll look just dour and baleful down at him as I walk in.
We got this. Good Nazi, bad Nazi.
Yeah, might as well try it. I mean, look, if it's what we're doing, then maybe it's what we did last time.
Maybe. I'm hoping so.
The priest is undoubtedly much intimidated by this display of the gentlemanly Nazi and his presumably prudish / PMSing wife Nazi.
What?
That's the only reasonable explanation.
Yes. This is the explanation. So, now that you're inside the church, he can't really, he would offer you to sit down, but there's just pews and stuff.
As one would expect.
I think we'll stand. It's fine. So now that we're inside, no doubt he's very much awake now and paying a great deal of attention.
Mm. If you want to be the good Nazi, Rags, maybe you should apologize for the lateness of the hour.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that's a good idea. I will do that. I'll say we're
very professional.
Sorry to we're sorry to disturb you, Father, at such a late hour. But the matter that we needed to speak you with, it's one best not done with people around. We wanted to just talk to you in person, in private, just the three of us.
I see. Would you like to very slowly and carefully pull off a pair of leather gloves whilst you're doing this, and maybe fix your spectacles?
No.
Disturbing you, sir.
We'll adjust our spectacles until they make a really bright glow, anime style.
Yes, I'll need a desk to sit behind.
Just sit on his desk and put your feet up. That's the true alpha move.
That is actually a Chad move.
Mm. Chad Nazi virgin priest.
Probably, actually, yeah.
If he's a real priest.
Catholicism was started by Jews, I don't know, man.
Well, it depends. How many choir boys did they have in Nazi Germany?
Loads, probably.
Yes.
And the choir boys have loads.
I think so now.
Yeah.
We're doing it. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It actually is.
Okay, he's just like, oh, no, of course. I'm always at the service of the Reich, of course. Mm-hmm. What may I help you with?
Well, I will tell the man that we understand that there's someone who comes to the church fairly regularly, a member of his congregation, and I'll give him the name of a person who's currently being investigated for potential non-party approved activities. And we are we're very certain, honestly, we're very highly convinced that he's guilty of these things. And we would like to know if we can count on the priest to put the good of the Reich, the Nazi Party, and, Germany, essentially, at the highest of his concerns, and assist us with rooting out the evils that lurk within the streets of fair Berlin.
Gott mit uns.
Sieg.
Okay. The priest visibly pales a bit and says, of course, sir, but what can I help with?
He's a bum boy, for fuck's sake.
We want to know about his anus. I'll just, now I've already given the name, so I say, I need to know if this individual, just him, no others, if he has told you anything during the late nights when he comes to visit that the party needs to be aware of.
Party needs to be aware of. He seems a bit confused now, as if he's thinking like, there's an answer I'm supposed to provide to this, but I'm not entirely sure which one it is.
I shall
I know there's a correct answer to this question.
Yeah, there's definitely a wrong answer as well.
Yes.
Yes.
It is our God-given duty, father rather, to root out degeneracy in all its forms, for the good of the Reich, and because God wills it. You see him using both authority that he respects at the same time. Double whammy.
Indeed. Degeneracy is like a cancer, and if it is left to fester, then it will spread, and who knows what it will infect along the way. It must be stamped out swiftly. And if you allow this to continue, then you will be just as culpable as he will be.
Right, 2020.
What are you going to do? Ban me from Twitter twice?
Yeah.
Actually, okay.
That is quite the threat there. You will be guilty of butt sex by proxy. I bet that was not a position the priest ever thought he'd find himself in.
Is Kotaku going to write an article about me?
Gamergate 1, you bitches.
Hey, Uzulu, there's a few artworks from the last session that haven't been put up yet.
Alrighty.
Like they're made in between. If you
Are
want
they
to
all
explain.
in Crusade tapestries?
Yep. There's the Arch is real, and there's the In the Claws of the Eagle Photoshop. There's the dancing Asian girl in a Nazi uniform that I posted if you want.
That's not artwork. That's just something that you like.
Hold on. It's definitely artwork.
Okay, it's not fan art is what I mean. Not for the series.
Hey,
Look, for all we
the
know, she's
elf
12.
one?
Sick man.
the elf one is good. As in beneath the floors. I like that one. That can be approved.
Yeah. Post the elf one then, Uzulu.
I'm putting up the In the Claws of the Eagle first because it's first in the list. Oh, what the elf? Wait, elf one? What elf one? Oh,
So
that one.
this in the Claws of the Eagle poster is actually really, really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's actually extremely impressive.
That actually looks like World War II propaganda.
It really does. Someone put some clear work into this, and it looks fantastic. Whoever did this, wristy gymnast, that is, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, it's really good, man.
Elf. As they
Anyway,
beneath the floor. Why are none of you playing elves? Why?
Was that an option?
Even in real life, where I'm not ostensibly a Nazi, I hate elves and want them to be exterminated. What do you think it would be like if I actually was a Nazi?
What's wrong with elves,
Those
Uzulu?
elves.
You'd be better off asking me what isn't.
This is clearly a silly conversation, but elves are now on the roster. Elves are now real in the World of Darkness, which is good.
Is that serious?
I
There is.
visited, so yes,
Oh, yeah,
they're elves.
We couldn't allow a rifle that isn't quite right for
Yeah.
where we are to be accessible, but elves.
Elves. Fuck yeah.
Potatoes and potatoes.
Yeah, I think they're like in an alternate dimension in this game.
Hey,
Like apparently, like half the firearms we want, they're in an alternate dimension too. I guess.
You know what would happen to elves if they existed in this dimension? The exact same thing as is happening to the Jews.
nah, elves are prettier.
Are they?
Look, I'm not saying we
Are
can't
you
keep
saying
the
that
women
elves
as
have become
slaves.
sex slaves?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, there are elves. Fairists are changelings, apparently. They are bright and wonderful.
I have a new mission.
I have a question. If you're born as a changeling, can you like forget your original form? Like, can you get hit on the head and legit forget what your original form is, and that causes some kind of mental distress for the rest of your life?
I expect that's the plot of
Presumably.
several movies and TV show episodes.
Is it?
Probably.
Maybe. Well, for every idea that you could possibly ever have, there was a TNG episode about it, so don't worry.
Well, now I need to find some way to shoehorn an elf into this.
You notice the priest has pointy ears.
Apparently, there's an elf literally named Playmate.
I mean,
Are you sure it isn't like Plamate or something like that? And you're just
No, Playmate.
if this is based on ancient European folklore, then technically you can have elves, but they wouldn't be like Lord of the Rings elves.
Why not?
Playmate is the subtype of the fairies.
They can't touch iron and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well,
They have the power of blessing people with the circle of friendship.
gay.
That is kind of gay.
That's even
Wow.
gayer than the guy that takes it up the butt.
That's just
Now,
another
speaking
name
of
for an
anal
asshole.
sex.
Is the circle of friendship.
The priest is quite hesitant about this. You know, you're bringing up degeneracy, so he's starting to narrow down the possibilities in his own mind.
I hope so. I'm trying to roleplay the fuck out of this. Respect the hustle.
We already gave him the name.
Yeah.
We gave him the name and degeneracy. What does he think we're talking about?
He was hoping it wasn't that kind of crime.
Oh well. Hope's the thing with wings.
All right, let's see. That's not bad for a priest. All right. The priest now, like visibly very disturbed. Like you can almost see him sweating, shifting from foot to foot, very uncomfortable. He keeps tugging at his night robes. I know of the person of which you speak, but I have not observed any deviant behavior on his part.
I tell the priest rather flatly that I didn't ask him if he observed any of this behavior, only if he's spoken to you about it. And as you think, I want you to understand that we didn't accidentally stroll into this place and accidentally talk to you about accidentally a particular person.
Your evasive attitude belies your treachery, priest.
Well, it's not, I don't know if I go that far quite yet.
Look, you're the good Nazi, I'm the bad Nazi. This is how it works.
Oh, yeah.
Standing next to you.
Okay.
Pardon my friend, he needs to meet his quota.
And you're exactly the right colour.
I apologize, sirs, but any communication between me and the individual would be protected by the confessional privilege.
And I'm just going to remind him, Gott mit uns.
You can literally show him your belt buckle. Take it
Yes.
off, maybe hold it up to his face.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, undoubtedly, as you would certainly not disagree with, God is on the side of the Reich, and this is a duty of yours, both to God and the Reich. Do not displease both of them simultaneously.
Do you not have to do some sort of intimidation check or something?
At this point, yes. You've made the logical argument, and he has tried to weasel his way out of it. So, would you like to?
The more
intimidate
weaseling he
him?
does, the less freedom he'll have at the end of this.
I do have let's see. I don't have intimidation per se. I've got 2 in manipulation, 2 in persuasion, but I can't. But what I can do is, well,
Bite
no,
out
that
his
probably
throat?
wouldn't. Huh?
Well, you can bite out his throat, I'm pretty sure. What do I have? I have 0 in intimidation, but I have 3 in charisma.
Oh, yeah.
The two least intimidating guys.
No, we might, charisma might work. We just have to come up with an argument that doesn't rely on intimidating him into doing something,
Well,
but into
I have 3 in
charismatically
performance.
convincing him.
Usually
not
there's
performance,
new
sorry,
art. It's pretty good, actually.
Okay, I have 2 in persuasion, if that helps. It doesn't help right now, but we could try something else.
Oh, well, if you got some in persuasion, then what we need to tell him is that we already know what the truth is. He's not telling us anything that we don't already know. Perhaps
No
this
one knows the truth. We just need you to confirm our version of the truth.
No, but I mean, the fact that 2 SS officers knock on your door in the middle of the night, specifically coming to you, asking specifically about a single person, about specific activities, it's
you
not a
know it's
stretch at
true.
all that it's very clear that they know exactly what they're talking about. So telling this guy that we already know and that he's not telling us he wouldn't be telling us anything we don't already know, that doesn't seem like it would be by any means a stretch to convince him.
We can go further. I mean, we can say, if you don't tell us, we'll report it anyway, and then you'll have to deal with people who will extract the information more forcefully.
Yes. Basically,
Either
we're
way-
going back to HQ, and we're going to tell them the exact same thing either way, with the one difference being whether or not you were cooperative. And if you weren't, then this church will be without your assistance for a time period we can't exactly guarantee.
An indefinite time period. It's I would say that could either be intimidation or persuasion.
Well, if we wanted to take the persuasion angle, then we would just appeal to his better nature and say that
sounds
if
like
you want,
intimidation.
or alternatively,
Yeah, it sounds like intimidation, guys.
Or
Sorry.
alternatively, we could just say that if he wants to be here in his church helping people, then I mean he's not going to be able to do that if he doesn't tell us the truth that we already know.
I'm not sure that changes the fact that it's intimidation. It's just one step
Well-
removed. Okay, how about this? Is the intimidation roll intimidation and charisma?
Could we use manipulation?
Intimidation and charisma. If so,
Could I use
I've
manipulation
got 3,
and persuasion?
Then could we get an additional bonus because we're literally the SS knocking on this priest's door in the middle of the night?
To intimidate him?
Yeah, if we can get a bonus of 1, which I think is justifiable, then that's a roll of 4. That's not too bad.
Justifiable.
Well, and since we're doing the good Nazi, bad Nazi, if he rolls those rolls, I could roll manipulation persuasion instead. With the +1 for the SS knocking on your door in the middle of the night, which, holy fuck. I think that's fair.
You think
We each make our own
too
rolls.
much?
Huh?
You think too much?
No, I don't. I think exactly the right amount.
In the case of intimidation, you're probably using charisma in that case because it's the physical act of intimidation. Whereas in the case of persuasion, that's probably closer to manipulation because you're trying to make him see things a certain way.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
In that case, since it is the middle of the night and you've shown up in full SS uniforms, I would probably be willing to give you a 1+, yes.
All right, then I need to do a. So let's each make our rolls. I'm doing persuasion with manipulation. He's doing intimidation with charisma.
Not that I disagree, but I'm not sure you can choose to do that, Rags.
It depends on your argument. Like, you need to make an argument that makes sense for that roll.
Do you not think that I've done that, or should I elaborate even further? Because I feel like I can justify it.
Okay. I can reiterate the argument for me.
Yeah. In order for me to use manipulation and persuasion, I'm literally trying to make him take one of two options. I'm trying to essentially manipulate him into a place where he feels like it's better for himself and his congregation that he goes along with what we're saying right now.
Mm-hmm. And what are the words you can be using? Like, act it out.
What were the words that I've been using? I've already spoken at length quite a bit to him.
What you said earlier, I would probably classify as intimidation.
If I was going to manipulate him, I'd say if we're talking about manipulation, then I would just say, well, if you're not going to do this, then all the people here in the church are not going to be without your care. I'm going to essentially manipulate his care for his church against him.
That's intimidation. That's you basically saying he's going to, go away.
How would that? I'm using something as leverage to get him to do what I want.
Yeah, but the only leverage there is the thing that you're intimidating him with. I don't know what would count as manipulation.
I'll give you an example. Like, an example of manipulation would be basically you manipulating him. In that case, like, say, for example, you put your arms around him and you go like, listen, I don't want to do this. I'm on your side, buddy, but we have reports. We have the information already. I'm just trying to help you out, because if you don't help us out, I can't protect you. Because now you are manipulating him into pretending you are in a certain position instead of outright stating.
Really similar to what we did, though.
No, the difference is in one case you state this is what's going to happen to you if you don't cooperate, which is you threatening him with force.
Right. So manipulation is convincing him that your position is different from what it really is.
Essentially,
your disposition is different.
His friend.
Then
you're not threatening him with anything. You're trying to help him avoid something.
Mind games, then. Well, if Rags is doing a call, I could do the roll first.
Yeah, you go ahead and do your roll. Because it's either charisma or manipulation, and intimidation or persuasion. So intimidation and manipulation aren't at odds in this system. One's a trait, one's a skill. So would I be rolling charisma or manipulation?
Charisma is for intimidation.
All right. And I would be doing intimidation, not persuasion, correct?
Yes. In the case of persuasion, that would be manipulation. Like, you could also argue in certain circumstances have it be vice versa as well. But generally speaking, if you're going to threaten him with a thing, that would be intimidation and charisma.
All
Which
right.
is what I'm going to have to roll, I think.
That'd be a 2 roll for me.
Well, I'll do the thing I said to do earlier, which is that we already have this information. The only difference between you helping us and you not helping us is what was it exactly we said? Is who deals with you and like how cooperative you are and how much consequences there are for you later. We're still going to get the same information. We're still going to report the same information. Which I think probably is threatening. So that which I said earlier, and I'll try the intimidation roll on that.
Okay.
All right.
Roll. Is that it? Intimidation? 1, 2, 2? No, 3. Yes. Okay, that's pretty good. See about the priest. The priest does appear to be quite cooperative around this, but he's still very hesitant.
You mentioned willpower, so explain to me how willpower works in terms of being able to re-roll, because you mentioned it, but it wasn't really elaborated on. So you can spend a willpower point in order to make 3 re-rolls for the session or the scene.
Yes, for your current roll, and then you just click off 1 point of willpower, so that'll be superficial damage.
Okay, so how does one restore superficial willpower damage?
At the start of the session, you regain the number of, let's see, what was it again? Composure or resolve, whichever one is highest.
All right, okay. So I've got a resolve. Okay, that's actually really interesting. I like that quite a bit. This one might be worth re-rolling, because you'd get 3 attempts. And you
can re-roll any 3 dice.
Yeah. So might be worth a shot. And it's not like the willpower's gone forever. It's expended for the session.
Mm-hmm.
Are you recommending that I re-roll my 3?
I would say, yeah. I would say go ahead and spend a temp willpower. Well, what's your resolve? Which of yours is better, resolve or composure?
I've got 4 composure and 2
Jeez.
resolve.
So 4 composure would let you re-roll. I mean, that's something that I would be taking advantage of quite a bit if I had 4 composure.
Well, the roll succeeded, and if I get 4 re-rolls, they're all going to be 1s.
Yes, but remember, Urzalu, there could be a bigger success.
Well, did we actually convince the guy?
Partially.
All right, then let me make my roll, and we'll see if mine on top of yours, both of us together, would assist with that. So let me make this roll real quick. So
I've
let's do
succeeded
that.
with the bad Nazi routine. Now you go ahead with
I
the good Nazi
succeeded with
routine.
2 of my 2, so that's pretty good.
Okay, as you viciously double team this poor unfortunate priest. Let's see, second one. All right. He seems still a little bit hesitant. Like, he seems to be warming to Urzalu's argument, whilst he seems to be souring to Rags somewhat. Probably wondering what a furry's doing in his place of worship or something.
So he's terrified of the brute logical force I'm barraging him with, but he thinks that Dev is just being a bit of a simp.
Is Dev being a bit of a simp?
No, I'm not.
Sorry, not Dev, Rags.
Yes, basically. So, he seems a little beaten down. Let's see. He's stammering. I would have to check with my superiors. I cannot breach confidence that easily.
Did last session.
We could simply assure him that this is what I said before was true. This is only between the 3 of us here. Your superiors would never know about this, unless, of course, you didn't tell us. Then he would be wondering what exactly was happening, what happened to the priest.
We could assure him that this is something that does happen, that priests who report on what happens in confession, they are allies and aides to the Reich, and they don't face any further consequences.
Well, of course, no doubt God smiles on the priest who assists the Reich with whom he stands.
We're just absolutely raping his logical mind here with brilliant arguments.
Listen, come on now.
All right. No one will know. That's always a good idea, of course. Yeah. No one will ever know.
You know-
Okay.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I ain't lying.
Does he know
You might
which
rat him out.
intelligence service we're with? We could just be like, look, just state the importance of our office. Just give him the full authority spiel.
Well, you are currently wearing new uniforms, which makes it somewhat difficult to mistake.
He might not know exactly. I mean, from the uniforms, he can probably tell somewhat.
I have an idea. Would I be able to roll manipulation persuasion if I told him that at these troubled times, perhaps we're on the brink of war with the West and shit and Russia's going down. These are tough times and we need to stand together and united. And one of the pillars of our foundation and a good, proper Nazi society is here in the great capital of Berlin. We need to have men of the cloth who are there to support our people in their time of need, in the time of distress, and to do all the work associated with keeping up that morale here at home, the glorious home of the motherland. And we need him here. We want him to stay here in this church doing good work. And we need to know if we can count on him in order to do that.
Rags 2020.
Listen,
Yeah,
Respect-
that's very good. I'll give you a +1 for that. I'll subtract 1 because motherland. This is the fatherland, don't you know?
fatherland, yeah.
But no, I'll actually give you a bonus for that. So 1 for the uniform and 1 for that.
All right, that's actually fucking excellent. All right, so that's
If fascism had ever combined with corporatism, that would be the equivalent of a corporate internal ad campaign.
Yeah.
all right. Let's do that. Let's put that in. That's manipulation, boys. Now that I know what it is, fuck yeah, we doing this. We fucking manipulating priest up in this bitch.
Oh,
Nice.
We doing it.
God damn.
right, yes. Not only does he give you his confession, he puts it in writing and asks if you would like a blowjob as well.
Is that an
I
additional
politely
confession?
decline.
I don't lie, Rags. Come on, we're role
No,
playing.
here's the thing. He probably looks like a priest.
Oh yeah, no, he's utterly convinced that, this is a time of war, There's common morality needs to be set a bit aside for the good of the fatherland here, definitely.
War,
All
the
right.
perfect engine to make people into monsters.
Oh man, I am over the moon with my Nazi speeches today, guys. Oh,
So he gives you a full confession, like he explains all of this to you, like Johann, he's very Christian, he believes absolutely, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he beats himself up a lot about being gay, because he feels that is a mortal sin, and yet he can't help it, those manly buttholes, he just can't hold himself. He has committed sodomy on one occasion. He's very, very, very ashamed of that, of course. Terrible thing. Terrible.
It's the one pump rule.
Yes. And even worse, he has also confessed to his priest that somebody found out about his act of backdoorsmanship and has been using it to pressure him and blackmail him in his work.
Oh, don't worry, that's
What a
over now.
Nazi.
That's over now. Yeah, if we can find the guy that's blackmailing him, we get a fucking bonus point for someone hiding the information from the Reich.
oh boy, we moving up in the world.
Just
All
like
right.
that guy on Twitter who threatened his former colleagues by saying, yeah, I remember that time you guys were abusing children. Like, no, the real story here is why didn't you tell anyone?
Yeah, that's
It's a
an odd,
Gamergate thing, I think. Footballer.
weird
in the
flex,
US.
but all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we can find out this guy who's been doing that, then man, absolutely. But I will say it. But yeah, let's. What can we do? Can we do anything about that?
We could go for like a totally different approach here that would work considering we've got what we want. We could say that we understand that he's struggling with this problem, and perhaps there is something we can do to help. We can get the person that's blackmailing him punished for their contemptuous behavior.
Here, I have an idea.
Which is all technically true, but completely misleading.
Well, what if we told him that? What if we told him we were satisfied for now? we told him we were satisfied for now. Shake his hand very cordially, and then leave. And then we come back with like a framed, signed in hand paper from like the SS, top brass, as high as we can possibly get. A letter of like personal commendation and congratulations, something really nice, official, and shiny, something he'd really take pride in. If we come back with that, then man, this guy, he'd probably tell us anything we wanted to know. If we came back with official recognition of his service to the Reich, that'd be probably amazing for him.
We could do that later, but let's see what we can get out of him for now, because he's still in the palm of our hands. But I'd like to go ahead with the gambit that I just outlined, which I think would actually be a persuasion rather than an intimidation.
Yeah, assuming we can't roll that over from my roll, yeah. If we even need to roll at all.
So what's your next step then, specifically?
Well, as I described, I'm going to essentially change tack a bit and say, what was it exactly I said? That we understand that he's struggling with this sodomy, and perhaps we can aid him in another way. Whoever is blackmailing him with this information has clearly committed a contemptuous sin, and we would be interested in discovering the identity of this person and apprehending him for the glory of the Reich. Now, technically true, but completely misleading. We're not going to help the struggling man at all, and the only contemptuous sin is not telling the Reich. But I'm not saying that last bit. I'm only saying the bit before, the bit where I revealed how it's misleading. And that should be persuasive on its own, or I can do a roll.
Okay, but this sounds like you're trying to persuade the gay guy.
No, I'm assuming the priest knows who it is, and if he doesn't, he'll just tell us. I'm trying to find the identity of the blackmailer.
No, he doesn't know the identity of the blackmailer.
Okay. I would ask if there's anyone but the gay guy who knows who it is, but I guess that would defeat the purpose, so I guess we'll have to ask him. In that case...
we'll probably have the chance, not too long.
Yeah. It depends if the guy that's blackmailing him is actually someone of importance, because if he isn't, then it's a pretty small bonus to our operation. But we'll see. We'll ask the homo sector. So, shall we thank the priest for his assistance and assure him that his services will not go unrewarded?
Absolutely.
And the assurance of such is sufficient for him to believe, as long as it takes us to leave, that may be true.
Oh man, I think he's totally down with it at this point.
He did just get double 10'd. All right.
I mean, I'd say at this point, this guy, we're on a very good relationship with him right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's down with it.
So, Rags, can I recommend that you write down the confession, the written confession in your inventory?
Absolutely, let me do that.
So that Arch, correctly, arguably, doesn't say, well, you left it on the floor in the chapel because you didn't write it down.
Yeah, I will. I'll put this down on my sheet. I got a sheet here with my inventory on it.
All right.
The gods of pedantry smile on you, Uzulu.
Well, I have no fucking choice. It's not like you wouldn't occasionally do the same thing in Crusaders.
Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong, man. I'm like, bravo.
And then we shall avance and depart and go and find our quarry. I guess we could actually ask the priest if he knows where we'd find him. Although it's night. Maybe he's probably...
You know where he lives. Uzulu's already been creeping... No, Arang's already been creeping outside of his house.
I know exactly. I know where he lives. I know the front door, back door, how many windows. I have a very, very good lay of the area.
You're not the only one to know his back door.
Oh, no.
All right. Shall we head to his house and apprehend him for the glory of the Reich?
Yeah, we could go now. We could grab the others if they would like to come with us. They
can if they like, but I think 2 vampires is enough to take down 1 gay guy.
Yeah, for them to be here, if anything, and they might be on the way. I don't know the exact layout, so it literally might be on the way.
No, we've got our own thing to do, I think.
All right. Then absolutely, we can do that.
Well, we'll head in the direction of doing that then. And Arch, if you want to switch back over to the other two since we've done our first bit, that's up to you.
Yeah, let's. I think that'd be fair enough to swap to them now that we've done that.
Okay, so whilst the Walrus and the Uzulu is traveling to the house of the gay dude, Dev and Sargon, you have rooted through a trash bin and found paper.
Yeah. I don't have any spells that I can use to help me.
Gotta find that paper.
Yep. And I need 12 more experience before I can actually use Auspex to.
That'll be a year from now.
That is unironically like 6 months, isn't it?
Yes.
We gotta speed up this XP thing.
Do better.
We're doing amazing.
Yeah, do better.
Betterer.
Probably not even possible, but we'll try.
Right, so we tracked Yodel's movements, found the envelope in a trash can, ate a rat, and the envelope is empty and blank. So it's like, I know, man. Like,
what are we to gather from this?
Well, he must have met someone and given it to him or something, but like, who? I have no idea who.
Yeah.
The envelope doesn't have like an address or anything on it?
No.
It's blank. The only thing that we can tell from it is that it's distended because there was a lot of stuff in it. Maybe we should look around the area. Maybe we'll find like a page that got separated from the stack of paper or something.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
All right, what would that be, Arch?
Optimism plus something.
Roll for optimism. That's a true. You could tie that directly to composure, resolve.
Let's see. Yeah,
investigation. I'm
awareness. Investigation will work too. Awareness, investigation, and then probably wits or resolve. Like wits for being clever about it. Resolve for just keep going until morning. Basically,
okay, I got 4 degrees of success.
Ooh,
pretty good.
That is pretty
happy Nazi.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. And additionally, what's that? That's just a 7. That makes me sad. Right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, wait. 1, 2.
Actually, wait. He got 5 degrees of success.
8.
Oh, did it?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because remember the hunger roll is still a regular roll. Just
but it's also a 10, so it's actually more.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 8. 8 degrees of success.
Well, I guess if ever I needed a good roll, now was it.
Looking for what would that even be? Let us see. What would it be? So you go around the area. You're looking for traces, clues, anything that would give you an indication of what's been going on here. As you're doing this, you're rooting through the bushes like a homeless person and stuff. And you hear a voice behind you, like, halt! Who goes there? As you turn around, you see what appears to be a constable.
Okay. I am wearing my SS uniform, right?
You are, yes. But you're currently in the dark, so it's difficult for him to see.
Just open up with a Heil Hitler.
Sig!
I'm just seeing what I have on me. I probably don't have any light creating materials or
Well, you could just step out of the bushes and into the.
Well,
you don't have to pull out a torch like I.
Okay, good. I'll step out of the bushes and say, Constable, you've been deputized by the SS. We are looking for any sheets of paper in this local area. They are important to the war efforts, and this is crucial for the continuation of the Reich.
All right. To be fair, you probably don't have the power to actually deputize him, but it's not like he's an arch.
He doesn't have to have the power. He just has to make the person believe he's got the power.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's more or less it. Yes.
Yes, it is.
If this was wartime Germany and I was just a lowly constable doing my part for the war effort, and an SS officer said I've been deputized, I'd be like, oh boy, wait till the wife hears about this.
Pretty much, yes.
Well, this is important.
I am merely raising a technical objection.
And
Yeah,
I will
let's let the
definitely
constable
take that up
raise
with
it.
the constable's superiors when we get back
Yep.
to the station.
Right. Okay. Well, he's a bit taken aback by this, but he quickly rallies. He stands up straight, gives you that little heel clicky thing, which probably has a fancy name. Gives you salutes and Heil Hitler and everything.
He does that a couple more times
good,
when
yeah,
we're
yeah.
back in Kansas.
First and click is what the German is for it, apparently.
Foot click. Oh, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and so I'll just say any sheets of paper that you find in the few hundred yards around where we are now, please bring them to me. This is very important. Don't read what's on it. Ha ha ha. Makes it sound important, right?
See, that's one of those really creepy instructions. Like, yeah, there's a piece of paper somewhere. If you read what's on it, bad things will happen.
Exactly.
Need
just
to
bring
know
it.
basis.
You should definitely threaten him with death if he does.
It's
I
like,
wouldn't go that far. The
I don't know how
implication
to
is
look
already
that
there.
hard now.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
implication is already there. Like, just
The
don't.
less you know, the better off you'll be.
Yeah, exactly. Just gets to work.
I think it sounds more official if you threaten him with death.
Okay.
Oh,
Piece
then
of
he might
paper.
not. Then he might make sure he doesn't find any paper.
Also, you die if you
So-
run away.
So wait, Sargon's 10 degrees of success didn't get him a paper, but a guy to help him look?
Maybe this is maybe he won the regional high school paper finding championships back
Maybe
in
this.
whatever.
Maybe
Who
the
knows?
success is the friends we make along the way, Dave. All right?
Yeah, Dev. Yeah, Jordan.
No, you see,
Maybe the
there
success
is
the slaves we make
a
along the way.
there's a degree of the real world here. Like, just because he rolled well,
we burn along the way.
that doesn't
know.
necessarily mean that a piece of paper will materialize out of nowhere if there is not a piece of paper. However, the constable is like a little bit confused. Like, a piece of paper, sir? Like, why?
Did I
I will show
fucking
him the
stuff it?
envelope. No. I'm going to show him the envelope and say, listen, some very important documents were kept in this envelope, and we need to find any trace of them that we can. The more questions you ask, the more complicated the situation will become as we go forward, and we are going to go forward now. Is that clear?
Like, he seems a little bit confused by all this, but he gathers the basics. So he's like, "Yeah, well, sir, where did you find this envelope?"
I'll show him where the bin was.
Okay. You show him the bin, and he immediately goes like, "Aha! Well, sir, as you can clearly tell, it is dark outside." The park is not overly populated, but I did notice a pair of persons wandering through the park in the middle of the night, which I thought was suspicious. I confronted the persons, and one of them instructed me that he was a member of the Abwehr, and so I asked no further questions, sir. But now that you mention it, it was suspicious that he would be here late at night, along with another gentleman who was dressed in civilian clothing.
Interesting that this constable is ratting out one intelligence agency to another one.
Well, it's the one that's closest to you at that particular point in time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so okay, can you tell me about this person in civilian clothes? Anything that he knows about the person? Any distinguishing features or what?
All right. He gives you a little bit of a basic description. Like, he was wearing a gray trench coat, civilian make, wearing a hat. So it was quite dark, so we couldn't get a solid look at his face. But he did appear to have a scar running down his left cheek.
This
Okay.
just got fucking Jewy.
What?
It's just got you.
Why? I thought it got even more
We
Nazi-ish,
we
actually.
found our title for the episode.
Pull out your portable ovens, lads.
Well, no, you'd expect this to be some sort of World War One baron or something. Okay. Okay. Well, did he see where he went after? Which direction in which he left after they had their meeting or anything like that?
Okay. No, sir. After the gentleman informed me he was a member of the Abwehr, I walked away.
Wise. I'll say thank you for your services, Constable. You're dismissed.
Yep. He gives you another Heil Hitler, clicks his heels, and walks off rapidly.
Naturally return it, obviously. I mean, what else am I going to do?
He's never going to go back to this park again.
Well, it's like I always say, you don't want to be the only one in the room not heiling Hitler.
Yeah.
So Arch.
It's probably good advice.
Is this enough information?
Literally role playing.
My cheeks are hurting. Oh.
Is this enough information on the second person for Sargon to summon a second trail to follow?
Yeah.
No, really. It's a very vague description.
Yeah, because the spell says a designated person, and I guess person with scar, that is a designation.
It's a bit vague. A hint.
Yeah. It certainly is a big help, but
It's it's a distinguishing feature.
That's some hilarious artwork. Do it for the Reich.
Yeah, I'm just showing it on stream now.
the walrus door knocker.
That is the most joyful, intimidating SS officer I've ever seen. Also walrus.
Well, if we have a description of the guy, maybe we need to head back to our filing cabinet and search for somebody who has somebody with that kind of scar on his face. And I mean, I'm sure we have access to, at the very least, intelligence on a whole bunch of people. We can probably find a file with somebody who has that scar.
Yeah, go dig up some records and see what we can find.
Yeah.
Probably wise. Let's go give it a go.
All right, return to headquarters or wherever it is we're staying.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to be looking through records for general descriptions matching what you have?
Just facial scar on the left cheek.
Yeah.
This is pretty specific.
I mean, if it's a scar that he noticed at night, it's probably a very prominent scar.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. I mean, enough to mention.
Mm-hmm. And if we have access to all the intelligence and all the various peoples that our organization's looked into, we can probably find at least a few files on a few people and then narrow it down. So what kind of role would that be, Arch?
Well, that would be looking through, basically you'd be requesting the information documents. Now, bearing in mind, if you actually just request it, you are investigating a member of the Abwehr. The guy's giving you the documents.
Well, no, we're not. We're looking for the guy that was with him.
Yes, and do you think that if the guy that's with him is a member of the Abwehr, do you honestly think he would have him on file?
See, I actually think that he's not.
The fact that there isn't a file for the person might be its own suspicion.
Yeah, I think that maybe he's secretly giving away information to an outside party, and that's how he's a traitor. So maybe we will find information on this other person.
I mean, if everybody except a certain few people don't have files on them, well, that's interesting.
It's like reverse Guess Who.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Is there a skill called archiving?
Well, maybe you could do a combination of investigation and intelligence or wits.
Intelligence sounds good because
Yeah, you'd have to intelligence to know, well, the filing system and stuff like that, and also the investigation would just be the execution essentially of it.
I would say that
What to do and then how to do it.
you basically choose
Academics.
intelligence plus academics or investigation would work. Alternatively, resolve plus investigation or academics would also work. But in that case, you're just brute forcing it. So you'd probably spend the rest of the night doing it.
Well, I rolled investigation and intelligence then.
And you got 2 10s again. So that's
What?
4, 8, 16.
8, 9. That is 10 degrees of success.
Jeez.
Who's the dude
So-
with the scar?
So what's Hitler doing right now?
All right, 10 degrees of success. That's a lot. Right, so you go through the entire filing system, and you find nothing that seems to correspond. You find several mentions of facial scars, but they're all off in compared to the vague description you got, like the height was off or the build or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, however, working on a bit of a hunch, you gain access to a different part of the records, a record where they keep the various applications and acceptances of purging of documents, where you find a strange little mention there. The second in command of the Abwehr, Hermann Wieder, had pushed through an application to delete several files reporting to persons of British ancestry living and working within Berlin. And it has not been passed through the usual channels. It was pushed through directly by Hermann Weber himself.
The eternal angler strikes again.
The thought blickens.
Okay, so say that again. He's connected to people of British descent in Berlin.
Yes.
And do we get a name for this guy? Sorry.
The guy who pushed it through was the second in command of the Abwehr, Hermann Weber.
Yeah, but the guy. Do we not identify the guy with the scar?
No, it's the list of people of British descent.
Okay.
It's a very vague wording. You also do go back then with this new piece of information, and you double check it against the list, and you find several people of British descent still in the archives. So clearly, whoever did this did so very specifically, and also apparently quite secretively.
So who's not still in the archives?
Oh, that's the more difficult part to find out, isn't it?
Mm.
Well, I think that what you'd be able to do is if you wanted to roll something like Resolve just through sheer checking names and if there's a file for them, you might be able to find that out.
You could, in which case that would probably be like a full day, and you'll have to go to like public libraries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess so. That would possible, but time consuming.
Very much so. That would probably be academics plus Resolve, as you'd literally go to the library and you just go through the files, personnel files, employment files, fucking registries, all of it.
Well, what's your academics and Resolve, Sargon?
Well,
not bad actually.
If both of you do it, then maybe based on your successes, you will be able to finish it faster. How much time until the big schmagagel that we got to go to?
This is night 2, so you still have one full night before the party.
All right.
Maybe don't call it a big schmagagel while we're actually there. People might get suspicious.
Well, do we actually want to spend the entirety of our last day looking this up, or should we try a different approach?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you? Is there an alternative method you might be able to think of that could get you the info? Maybe you could. Oh, maybe. Well, I don't want to metagame too much.
Well, I kind of have an idea. Is there like a British quarter of Berlin that we know of?
Not really.
Oh, okay, all right.
Is there a Jewish quarter?
Because we could have sleuthed around there and see if we found the guy, but
I don't know. Maybe you could talk to a secretary or something. Maybe they know something.
yeah, it really seems like just brute forcing us the only way again that we're going to be able to do it.
Okay, well, I can spend a day doing it if you want.
Do you have better academics and resolve than me? I'm at 4, 2 and 2.
I'm at 3 and 1. So, I mean, we can both do it though.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, you'd probably be faster if you both get good rolls at the same time.
You're super lucky today, so you might as well give it a go first.
I'll cover A through M. You cover.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. And Dev.
All right.
Oh, and just to clarify, there's not enough time to do this tonight, so this would be committing the next night to doing this.
All right. Okay.
So, Dev, make it fucking good.
Well, do we need to investigate it? And is there anyone else that we need to investigate? Essentially.
Well, it's too late for these two now. They have rolled, but although remember, willpower rerolls are also available.
Well, I did manage to get what is that? That's 3, 6.
And you can reroll any 3 dice.
Okay. Well, I can't because I don't have any willpower.
No, but Sargon can.
Not with that attitude.
I've got 6 willpower.
Ooh.
Yep. You can click one of those off, and then you can choose to reroll any 3 dice.
Okay. Well, I'll just. What am I rolling? Just 3d10 or something?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be, we'll just take it in order of it being rolled. So the 10 replaces the 3, the 8 replaces the 5, and the 2 replaces the hunger roll. Okay? Right now, and then we have Dev with a 1 degree of success there, so that's 4, 5.
Isn't it 6?
No, for Sargon, it's 4, 5. Yeah, it's 5 degrees of success for Sargon. And then we have Dev, which is 1 degree of success normal, then 2 on the hunger, and then 4 on the hunger and the sort of critical there. All right. Right. So you do go back first. You brief Rags and Uzulu about what you've discovered, and you tell them your plan that you're going to spend the next night, digging up this information.
I don't think we're there yet. We're on our. Oh, yes. I guess. We went to stop to get him for the arrest. Yeah.
This is next night. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to assume you told them because there's no reason not to, really.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what you're doing is you basically sit down, you start brute forcing your way, you're using your authority to get into the archives, getting all the data you possibly can about this. So Sargon discovers a series of interesting mentions of comings and goings into Berlin, logged by the Waffen, the SS, separate of the Abwehr, which do not appear to be registered in the Abwehr's files. That sends you on to a little bit of a more focused hunt, shall we say. But you don't get any further until Dev comes across a very, very interesting thing. Let's see here. Dev has himself a bit of a bestial success.
I ate the book.
And you're one of those little pervy vampires too. Okay, so working late at night,
or is that just you?
No, he's a pervy vampire. His race is pervy vampire.
All right.
There's a handsome young librarian working late, and Dev decides to try out his lovemaking skills.
Mm-hmm. Right there in the library.
Yeah, how young are we talking? Because
No, Dev is legal now. He's made that clear.
He's legal for this episode. All right.
He has
He
stated that he
identifies
is
as
grown up.
legal.
I identify as legal.
I identify as legal.
What was the age of consent in Germany back then, Arch?
I don't fucking know. Nor am I
The
going
age
to
of
look it up.
consent in Germany back
I
then was
will look it up.
marriage.
Oh, it was 14.
Oh, there you go. It's legal either way.
There you go. No problem.
Right, so after a bout of questionable legal lovemaking, you're pumping it for a little bit of information, not just semen as well. Suggesting things, asking about things in a roundabout way.
This
And
went to Nazi
he actually
pegging porn
ends
very
up-
quickly.
He actually ends up revealing to you a set of documents, like historical documents. The city of Berlin, due to the fact that aerial travel back then was so fucking rare, it actually has official records of any movement via airplane. And you find there a record with a Ju-52 going to Scotland, on board of which was a relative of Prince George, the Duke of Kent. This man also has a picture. He is a rather handsome, square-jawed, very classical English-looking chap with a scar running down his left cheek.
Wait a second.
Well, there we go. That's him. So he is feeding information to the British then.
It would appear so.
It would appear so. Okay. Am I able to ask this guy if I could suck some of his blood as well?
While we're here, would you mind?
Would you mind? Yeah, because I do have a perk for consenting people. And I do have 2 points of hunger.
You really are the new V, breaking the Masquerade as well.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just part of it, okay?
It's a little bit of blood play. Well, I imagine there's 2 ways you could do this. Either you could just bite him during the middle of sex, or you could, because he's already consented to the fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because
Which
you
would
chose to
fulfill
play
the
as a girl,
consent.
it's easier for you to.
Yes. All right, I'll play it off as just having a bite in the middle of sex then.
Point of privilege.
Ignore
Alright,
the blood
yeah, in which
streaming about
case-
everywhere.
Oops, sorry. I'll be like, oh, sorry, dude.
Basically.
So I get 1 point off then.
Yep, you can remove a point of hunger.
Thank you. Oops, I took off 2. Okay, 1.
You fucking thought.
You took his resources.
Yeah, this was not part of the deal. Dev, you rapist.
Literally.
And Dev returns to you, Sargon, with this information reeking of semen and
I am
integrals.
disgusted.
I mean, you did eat a rat and also lick a
I
wall.
didn't rape a rat though, Dev. Like,
I didn't
Question.
rape anybody.
So,
you
question:
just did.
Could Dev get pregnant?
No. No.
Well, I guess we'll have to roll.
So I guess
Vampires
roll
can't
for-
get pregnant in this game.
Roll
What
for
are the
impregnation.
percentage
Wow.
odds of getting pregnant?
Yeah.
We've
Who
already
knows,
put
Dev? Who
elves
knows?
in. I don't think it's a massive
I mean,
leap.
since we're literally role playing, I figured it out.
Roll for internal birth control.
Roll for
Have you seen that trash man? Art?
I have.
The garbage human.
The trash man.
I am the trash man. It's just Sargon.
I'm the trash man. My trash is delicious.
Just roll dodge on your eggs.
Roll dodge. Have your over dodged. Like the Luftwaffe over London.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, there are siren vampires that can only feed during sex, but I didn't
There.
choose that.
Chat votes on Dev becoming pregnant.
It's not possible.
You've got 9 months, Dev. Like, you're not going to give birth tomorrow or anything.
What am I giving birth to? I'm a vampire.
What you want to do is get that librarian's number because you're going to want to get married now, you harlot.
I'm looking up the rules. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, I went to church today.
Literally everyone in chat that's voting is saying yes. Literally everyone.
Yeah, I know, but
Is there
Actions have
here?
consequences, Dev. You should have worn protection.
We have to teach the youth responsibility.
Yeah.
Tell them, Nazi Jordan Peterson.
See, you just did it because you wanted to. Now you've got to live with the consequences.
Oh, there we go. Dev is going to be Blade's mother, apparently.
as full-blooded kindred are no longer sexually potent, it is impossible for one of them to parent a child. In the case of a pregnant female who is embraced, there is an immediate miscarriage. So no, I can't get pregnant.
I think that much
Blade.
like the dictionary, these rules are descriptive and not prescriptive.
Yeah.
Therefore, we have no obligation to follow.
All right,
believe
well,
that the
say
GM's
it's a
authority
walrus.
overrides the rulebook if he decides it does.
I'm pretty sure the DM does have ultimate authority here. You thought you would. This is how it happens. This is exactly how it happens. A young lady goes and finds a handsome guy and thinks, "Oh, it'll just be a thing. It'll be great. It won't be any issues." And then, bam! Now what? Now look at what's happened.
Yeah, they don't even have a welfare state here, Dev.
You're gonna have to get married. He's gonna have to provide for you.
The social
people have
stigma is
already
getting
mentioned
Oh.
that in the Reich, abortion was not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Dev will see to that.
Women's rights now.
the chat is asking about dampiers. Dampiers only come out of thin blood vampires, and none of us are thin bloods.
That's too bad.
Well, I feel like you're socially a bit thin-blooded right now.
Mm-hmm.
Got yourself impregnated by a lowly human.
out of wedlock, which is the real problem.
Oh yeah, no, that is
there wasn't
much worse.
there wasn't even a vampire wedding at the graveyard or wherever the fuck it is.
We can just go back to our superiors who asked us to do this quest and say, look, we found degeneracy, we found corporate misdemeanors, we found all kinds of horrible shit.
It was
one
Dev
of our
all
own
along.
party members had sex out of wedlock.
Okay, Sargon.
Yeah.
We're gonna go somewhere private. Okay, you and I.
Oh god.
Hold on.
Oh no, the last time. Oh no, not with Sargon.
And you're going to take out your gun and shoot me in the stomach.
Oh my god.
Because
I'm
I won't
pro-life.
die,
I'm not
but the
doing that.
baby
Oh
will.
my goodness, Dev.
Baby isn't even formed yet.
What
It's just
happened to
semen
you?
right
Things
now.
are quite small.
Yeah.
I would expect this kind of thing from thee.
Yeah.
So Sargon's got good aim. It
You,
doesn't
Dad?
matter that the eggs are
Dude,
small.
there's nothing to shoot at the moment.
You have to hit the individual
Wait until
cells.
it's
like
over.
firing a
Yes, my
neutrino in a
character is
nebula.
pro-life.
My
How
character's
can you be pro-life if
too.
you're dead?
I'm not.
Wouldn't
listen,
I be
just
pro-life
because
if I
I'm
was
dead-
dead?
I'm not anti-dead. I'm not anti-life. I'm pro-life and pro-death. I'm taking the liberal position on life and death. Oh my
Anyway.
goodness.
Are you a fence sitter?
We won't have to worry about
mortality?
this for a while, if at all. So we've discovered what's going on with this guy. So I guess we've used up our 3 days then, haven't we, Sargon?
Yeah, but at least we discovered
Man,
that he
the
was
sleeper psycho.
giving secrets to the British. Because
I think
Yeah,
I think I still
that's
have a
good.
bit of time, which is fortunate because I don't think I finished the thing I was doing with the
Yeah,
course
I think
actually
you two
did.
still have one more day.
You two are still on the second night.
Oh right, okay, that works. Well, aside from
All right,
the,
so
the gay
you
guy, we
guys
still
were
have to sort
heading
of,
to the gay man's house.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we could take a look and we can go inside, or we can head on over that way. Same night. Do we still have plenty of time for this? Do we need to worry about the time and sunlight and all that? Just so we're clear.
No, you're gonna print it up to the top still.
All right.
I just got an advertisement. What's your most brutally honest parenting moment?
The one where I asked my friend to shoot me.
When I went to my Nazi friend and asked him to shoot me in the stomach.
We all best be careful because now we know that Dev is a thought. We know that any
He's the
second he'll be
fucking
trying
sleeper
to
psycho of the
he'll
party.
be trying to have sex with one of us so that he can convince us later that the baby is ours.
Disgusting.
So back during Cyberpunk, did V get this much shit whenever he would go out and get fucked at a bar?
Well, I don't think he ever got pregnant with a lower species.
That's true.
Also, I don't think he was playing a woman during Cyberpunk.
Yeah, he was.
Well, that really changes my perception of the entire
just because
series.
you can't tell.
He was playing a really promiscuous, dark-skinned muscle woman, I think.
Yeah, that's what he always plays. Well, except the muscle
I
is different.
remember it annoying Sargon greatly because he was constantly like, "Hey, can I go get fucked at a bar?" And Sargon's like, "No." All right, so time to bully the game man. You are at his house. How would you like to proceed?
Right, well, there's two ways we can do this. We can either shock and awe, blow the door down, destroy a bunch of things on our way in, scratch up the walls, run up to his room and just shake him about and tell him, "You're a faggot, that's it, your life's over." Or we can sit down with tea in the middle of the night and say, well, we have some bad news, and whip out our Lugers. What do you reckon, Rags? Which method do you prefer?
Hippity hoppity, your ass is our property. Is that what you're saying?
We're not gonna compound the sin, Rags.
What I'm gonna... No, I didn't mean it in that sense. God, you're mine out of the gutter. But, we can do a mixture of both. We could show up and knock on the door, and when he comes to the door, we're just like, "You're coming with us."
Wow, you found a solution that is not only far more sensible, but also far more boring.
Well, sensible and boring often go hand in hand. I wish it wasn't so, but...
We are playing as Nazi vampires, I'd just like to remind you of that quickly.
Yeah. I mean, if we need to, though, like, if he resists or anything like that, and we don't have to tell him that he's coming with us and he's in trouble. He'll probably, if the SS show up in the middle of the night and say you're coming with us, and chances are you'll think that. But we don't have to be explicit about, we know who you are and what you've been doing, and you're in the big.
Right, this is what we do.
Could he misinterpret that? The SS men in handsome uniforms knocking his door, "You're coming with us."
Oh, sure, he can misinterpret it. And in the case that he does, then I have a grapple and all that stuff. Let me see here.
You're going to reenact.
Yeah, strength of 4, brawl 2, melee 3.
Just going to make sure you're dominant. Yeah. No, this is what we're going to do. Right.
Let's hope he's a bottom and I assert my
because
dominance.
you have experience in this area, and he will feel more natural with this as the case. You take the back door, and I'll enter the front door.
I can't help but feel like like the language here is perhaps...
I don't understand what you're talking about, Rags.
I don't know.
I proposition of the way that we're going to approach the building.
With my awareness of 4, I just can't help but notice the back of my mind. And this is all colored by something that it maybe exists outside the world we're in role playing. I don't know. I'll get back to you on it. It seems odd to me.
Yeah. Well, at least none of us is playing as a dog.
Yeah. Because that would be weird.
Yeah. I mean, you can go up his back door as a walrus if you prefer.
Well, we'll give him the old Thanos treatment.
What is the biggest thing you can become?
I'll check.
To be honest, if you can get into his anus, I think a walrus is big enough.
Yeah.
Right. I find myself forced to have to check out the... yes. So a walrus penis is known as the baculum. It is partially made out of bone, apparently. So
very stiff, very sturdy.
That's pretty terrible.
It's got some oomph to it, I imagine. I've never seen walruses going at it, but I imagine it's very majestic.
80% of us are either ignoring this or disgusted by it. Meanwhile,
walrus baculum, around 22 inches to 60 centimeters in length.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, I think we've definitely, if the intimidation angle fails, we've definitely got a persuasion angle with this guy then.
I mean, absolutely. And if it comes to force, then the two of us, I mean, I'm really good with physical stuff, so I can manhandle him if I need to. And well, I might know. And besides, beforehand, I could sense the beast essentially inside of him. So before he acts violently, they'll probably know if he's going to do it, and I'll be able to act accordingly.
Shall we actually go ahead? Because this is actually quite simple, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's give the door a hearty rapping and see who comes to answer it. Or I think maybe you should get, if there is a back door, because he might try to escape if he gets a knock in the middle of the night.
How about, because I'm the one who might have to grapple him, maybe you should take the back door.
Maybe.
Because with Sense the Beast, I'll be able to tell like his motive and his propensity to be violent. So if I know this ahead of time, then I could essentially get the jump on him with my vampire powers. Yeah.
Fair enough. I shall do a quick bit of looking around, see if there's a back door to the house, if I can access it.
Yeah. Go ahead and go around the back. Well, I would probably know if there's a back door because I've been scoping the place out. Arch,
True.
is there a back door?
Not that you've seen.
Okay.
All right.
That makes it simple. Let's just
Take
go
a
to the
look.
front door.
Well.
All right. Yep. You can knock on the door.
Yep. Let's do that.
All right. After a moment, the door is opened, and Sportle is there in his night robe, looking a bit confused once again.
Should we begin by apologising for the lateness of the hour, and then lead into, but you're a massive faggot, come with us?
Okay, so I liked where that started. I really liked where that started. I think we had a really good thing going there at the beginning, and then very quickly that just went someplace. I don't know. It went somewhere. Maybe we could let's start off by. I mean, well, wait. Who actually does come to the door?
Sprudel. I think that's the target. Right?
Brutal, Mr. and Mrs. Oh, he's not married. That's right. All right. Well, we let him know that I assume he opens the door for us, right?
Yes.
All right. He opens the door for us. Hello. Apologize for the late hour. Something we've been having to do tonight. We tell him that, we give him our names, very cordial. I'm such and such, and this is such and such. And we need you to come with us. It's actually rather urgent. We're going to need you to come with us to the, HQ because we think that you can help us with an issue
with
that
an
we might
ongoing
have.
investigation.
Yeah, basically, we need your help with an ongoing investigation. You might be exactly the person we need to help us. Probably that should be all right for now. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing. But also,
all right,
before he does anything, I would like to sense the beast. Let me do.
If it comes up as bear, I won't be surprised.
Vampire sense the beast present of mortal vampires are supernatural, any sense of their nature, hunger, and hostility. So I'm going to be doing that. So that's free for me to use. So could you, at this moment, with us here and after what I've said, could I get a sense of his nature, hunger, and hostility?
All right. A hint peckish, but he just ate. So, not too much.
And his nature and
Not
hostility?
particularly hostile. No. His nature is gay.
All right. That's fair enough. Are you saying that gay... Oh, wait. Are you saying that gay is natural?
I am saying that gay is a nature. It's part of his nature.
All right.
That's very heretical.
Oh, no, sorry.
Social constructivist BTFO.
According to vampires, at least, gay is a natural phenomenon.
Nazis didn't have much time to observe ducks because 10% of ducks are gay. Why do I know that? Good fucking question.
All right, well, yeah, he says yes. He asks for a moment to, get dressed.
Yeah, we'll ask if we can just wait inside.
Watch. All right, yeah, no, yep. He lets you inside and he goes upstairs to get dressed.
to make sure that he's not trying to like get out the window or do anything like that, I do have an awareness 4. So can I roll that with wits to make sure that he doesn't like try to get out windows and that he's constantly walking around up there doing stuff? Basically, listen for him to make sure he doesn't make an escape.
You can do that, yeah.
All right, let's do the awareness plus that'll be wits. No modifiers.
Redson fucking grins. All right.
When he comes back, we could open up with a, "This is a nice house you've got here," and then close with a, "Be a shame if something were to happen to it."
I couldn't happen to notice that the drapes match the carpeting and the sofa. It's incredible. You really have an eye for that sort of thing.
All right. Yep. He goes up, changes his clothes. You listen out very carefully if he's trying to do anything. You can't hear him trying to do anything, and after a few minutes, he comes back down.
All right. I let him know that, and we have a have we? I guess we've just referred to traveling kind of ambiguously, but have we been using like a car? Do we have a car that we've been using, or is it short enough distance to walk?
I mean, you have just been walking and stuff. You can walk him. You could go like, oh yeah, now hold on a second. We're actually just gonna, call a car.
I think we we should conduct the investigation as such. We understand that someone is blackmailing you. Could you tell us who it is without giving any specifics? He'll assume that we don't know what it's about, and someone has informed us only of the blackmail, not of what he's being blackmailed on. Then,
and we could do this on the way to the HQ, essentially, as we're walking.
And if this brilliant deceit fails at any point, we just say, "Okay, we know, so just tell us, and you can get your own back on him at least." Basically. Actually, is blackmail even illegal in this country?
Depends.
Specifically, this country.
It depends on who's doing it to who and where they lie on the social's power structure.
Well, if the person blackmailing him is someone important, then they have withheld information about a degenerate, and they're a worthwhile catch as a bonus. So let's continue pursuing this. So yeah, well, I guess we'll wait for him to come back down, walk him to wherever we are holed up, and then we'll start asking him questions. Sound good, Regs?
Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. In that case, I'm going to go ahead with that plan I just outlined, where we say we have been informed by a friend of yours that you are being blackmailed by someone. We are here to apprehend him for this.
I wouldn't say a friend of yours, because maybe the only person he told was the priest.
See, yes, but at the same time, how else would we know?
He does. Well, who knows? We're the SS. As far as he's concerned, we have our ways. Who knows? But we could just cover it under the idea of, we're the SS. We are people who, we watch after our own, essentially, and you're an asset. And we want to make sure that people don't mess around with you, essentially. So we need to find out who's blackmailing you, because they're acting as enemies of the state.
Sure, that's actually a good angle there. Yeah, okay.
We are the bully hunters.
We are the bully.
But who hunts the bully hunters?
Whoever hunts the bully hunt.
All right. Right, and you're going to do this whilst walking.
Yeah, essentially, while we're taking him there, or a fairly brisk pace. It's not far. It's a short walking distance, but because we just took a trip, we walked there. But we'll do it briskly, as if we're in some kind of a hurry to
maybe it is better to do it well when we get there, look more official, give him more commitment, less chance of him running away as well.
Well, I don't know. I feel like the walk, we would want to show some urgency. Like, this is an important matter.
Well, how far is the walk?
It's never really been explained. We've just kind of been traveling to places on foot, so I assume it's within walking distance.
Because it's pedantic nonsense.
Oh, wow, that was actually really clever, Arch.
Yes, it was.
To say that it's pedantic?
Yes.
Traveling by foot is pedantic? That's very good.
Indeed, but yes.
That was definitely what
How
you're going for.
about I simply just assume you have a car so we don't have to get bogged down in it?
All right, yeah, we'll take him in the car. We'll go.
It
It would be
him
a
at the office.
state-provided car.
So you place him between you in the back seat, real fucking uncomfortably close.
Wait, we don't drive our own car.
Of course not.
All right.
Jesus.
I didn't
You're
know we
supposed to
were
be
that. I
important.
didn't know we were that, prestigious.
Some poor fucking schmuck from the Wehrmacht who everybody dislikes is given this duty. Is like, Hans, stay up in the middle of the night and drive around suspiciously pale-looking people.
Hey, it's either if it's this or the Russian front. I know I'm in the Mercedes. All right.
Is it a Mercedes though? Are you worthy of that, or is it just a
Volkswagen.
fancy Volkswagen?
Yeah, I ain't picky. Beats walking.
Well, if it beats walking, then let's use the better aspect of it, haste, and get on with the questioning. So,
All right. Yep.
We're in
So
the,
you want to
you go on.
basically try and convince him that you are on his side, trying to find out who's blackmailing him.
Yes, that he's an important member of the Reich, and if he's under stress and strain, it could affect his motives, and we don't want the Reich corrupted, because obviously it isn't.
The very suggestion that it could be corrupted. All right. Yep. That would probably be manipulation and
Yeah, that's true.
Manipulation
persuasion.
and persuasion.
I have
All right, yeah, let's
2
do
and
that.
2. What are
I
you?
have 2 and 2 as well.
All right. Well, do we get any bonuses, Arch?
Let me see. What would we get bonuses for?
No, not yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't matter which one of us does it, so I'm already there. Hey, that's not bad.
All right. We both did pretty well.
Oh, we both did it. Okay.
Yeah, it was 2 of us.
I didn't notice you rolling it.
Okay.
I mean, we're both doing it, so there you go.
Yeah. Usually was playing the role of the kind, gentle uncle. With a shoulder to cry on, dear. Well, we know it's been hard on you.
Yeah, just wait until the reversal.
He's very resistant at first. He's like, blackmail. Oh, of course not. I have a very important job on the armaments board. If I was being blackmailed, that would be very serious. That'd be a matter of national security.
Yes, it would.
That is what we said, just in your voice, correct?
Yep, he's very nervous about it. He's sweating, he's squirming. He's trying to lie.
All right. I got you. Let's see. What kind of use that would be? I think it would be all right if we said, it's like, look, you need to calm down. All those stories you hear about the SS dragging people in the way in the night and stuff like that, it's just highly, highly hyperbolic. All right, the SS has just as much of an investment in finding enemies of the state as it does in protecting the state's assets. And
Quite
you,
so.
good sir, as a member of the armaments board, are a cog in this great machine that is the fatherland to defeat our enemies. And if we lose men like you, then every single one that we lose makes it harder and harder for us to make this world what it needs to be. So You let us help you out because we need you. The state needs you. Hell, Hitler needs you, the Fuhrer himself. We're all playing our part. Help us get this guy. Don't let him win over you. He is an enemy of the state.
Keep pouring it on.
Just Rags 2020, man. This is so great.
Well said, Kameraden. And I'll look at him and just say, also, we already know you're being blackmailed. We just need to know who it is so we can help you.
Exactly. Relax. You're not in trouble.
Like your guardian vampire angels.
Relax. We know you're being blackmailed. We're trying to find this guy. None of that's a lie.
I think we've done enough, Rex. Just let him respond.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Roll on it, I guess. Persuasion.
Same roll again?
Yeah. I'll. Yeah. Rags rolls persuasion. What was it? Manipulation. Yeah.
Now that I know,
manipulation, persuasion.
Yeah, that's the angle I'm going to go for.
I'll give you a bonus on 1 for this one.
Yes. Respect the hustle.
But that was such a good line of rhetoric.
Well, I can expend a temporary willpower point, and I would like to re-roll the basically 3 of those. So let me roll 3 d10s.
Mm-hmm.
3. Let's do 3 d10s. And do I get a modifier on each? I get the same modifier applies. So I guess all of these 3d10s. Oh no, the +1 is the extra roll. Okay, it's not extra.
Yes,
okay.
that's the extra roll.
All right. Fucking mother goddamn fucking shit. Oh,
right.
Hold up. I got 2 resolve, so I'm gonna take another temp willpower point, and I'll try it again. All right, because I got 2 resolve. So let's try this one more time. All right.
Watch it come as a triple one.
Yeah. Listen, what are the chances it happened twice? There we go. That's 2 6. Yeah, there we go.
That's better. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a 10.
I could do a reroll as well, possibly.
Well, you might not need to, because one of those that's 3 successes with a crit 10.
That is it's 2 degrees of success.
What?
There's
7 isn't
the
a
8,
degree?
the 8 and the 7 are successes, and then there's the 4 for the 2, so that's 6 degrees.
Well, in the 10,
yes, which is kind of 4.
A 7, a 2, and a 10. Yeah, so 4 degrees of success.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, 6. An 8, a 7, and a 10. So that's 6 degrees.
Yay!
All right. Yeah, you're being very kind. You know, he's starting to break down. You rub the small of his back. You know, let it all out, and he begins crying like a bitch because, of course, he is.
All right. I think the real winning money shot here is, and whatever he's blackmailing you with, we won't reveal to anyone outside of this circle of confidence.
Would we even need to know what he's blackmailing him with?
Well, I think
we don't even have to mention it.
He'll be concerned that we do know. That's probably why he's holding back.
Well,
so we give him assurance.
I think we should just keep going with the idea of we know and it's fine. It's not what he thinks it is. Else we would, else our tone and what we'd be doing would be radically different. It's almost like it's not what he's blackmailing you with that's our concern. It's the fact that he's doing it.
All right, that's basically a lighter version of what I said. Let's go with that. We'll just say we're not concerned with what he's blackmailing you with. The blackmail itself is the problem. As we said, you're an asset to the Reich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds consistent with what you've been doing so far.
Mm-hmm. Are we rolling for that?
That's the roll that Rags did.
Okay.
Yeah. He breaks down. He's crying. He's sobbing real loud because all the gays are basically women. That is how it is.
Yeah, well, I don't make the rules.
Yeah, it's just an aspect of reality. It's unfortunate. But yeah, he confesses to all of it. He talks about how he was made to give better deals, and he talks about how he bodged the numbers for the pack, the Panzer Abwehrkanonen, and the tracks that were all given to Alfred Kreutz.
Oh, shit.
Ooh,
Did I
know
forget
that name.
that this was actually correct? This was actually the correct person to go to get the other one because he was connected. Is that when he did this one first?
Herring was with Kreutz at the factory. Sprudel is another guy. But Kreutz is definitely, he's on our list. He's the head of the armaments factory.
Okay, the guy that I was going after the first time, who I found had dodgy dealings with the board, was connected to one of the board who was giving him unfair additional, handouts, basically. Was that this guy? Because if it's this guy, then we have a complete circle and we've just solved both cases in one.
Sprudel's the gay.
It is. Sprudel, Alfred Kreutz was the one you had discovered strange dealings with.
Yeah.
And Johann Sprudel has now basically admitted that he was the one giving him those advantageous contracts.
Great, so I was concerned that I wouldn't have time to do my second thing, but that's it. We've got the confirmation that we've just caught 2 people with one gay fashion.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Mission accomplished. We haven't even got him on the gay thing yet. Look at us outing
corruption in the Nazi party, man. We're such good party, man.
We haven't even... All we've got him on so far is the corruption. He's going to be really upset when we say, we've also got you on the gay thing.
By the way.
But
is there anybody that we haven't looked into yet?
Well,
are they all just traitors?
Just before we do that, the person that's blackmailing him, is it Kreutz, the other guy that we were looking into? Or an associate?
Kreutz, yeah.
Kreutz is the head of the armament factory.
Yeah.
So who is the guy blackmailing him?
And then you now have that confirmed.
He's Sprudel. He's blackmailing Sprudel. He's on the armaments board.
Right, okay, so it is actually him doing it. So yeah, this is basically wrapped up. If we can get what he's saying in writing, then we're golden. Better than golden.
Mm-hmm.
Nazi golden.
Fantastic. So let's just get it in writing and then we're done.
Nazi gold. And
we didn't even have to torture him for a written confession.
No one had to die.
Yeah. Well, not yet.
Well, yet.
Well, fingers crossed.
So to basically summarize, you have Alfred Kreutz. You have suspicious documents. That seems to suggest that he was given contracts on dodgy grounds. You have Johann Sprudel on the names of those dodgy contracts, and you now have a confession that they were given on false premises of blackmail. You have Sprudel for being a deviant fetishist as well.
Mm-hmm. We didn't even have to use the fact that we know he's gay to extract the information that he was blackmailing the guy. We actually did it via trying to be sympathetic, and he just gave it up anyway.
I almost forgot we were vampires for a while.
Or Nazis.
Or Nazis.
Everything turned out so
the
lovely.
more concerning one.
Now let's cart them off to the work camps.
I just subconsciously accepted that I'm a Nazi at this point. I don't even think about it.
Now, of course, whether or not that is everything, that's another question. As for the rest of them, as for the Abwehr, Jodl Franz, he was the one who tracked that you now have him on reasonable suspicion of handing over documents. And Hermann Widder, his second in command, are removing any mention this mysterious Englishman, who appears to be a direct relative to Prince George, the Duke of Kent.
It is impressive that you guys managed to get the leaders of the Abwehr on that.
It's not 100% cemented yet, but this is very, very good circumstantials, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
I think what
definitely
we have is
pass
pretty
this
close
up in the chain.
to...
We're going to have a lot of eyes on him, what our crew found.
As for the rest, Sincta Phil, you haven't dived into him over much. You don't know much more about him than what you had in the original dossier.
Dive into that sphincter.
There's also Albert Hinkel, which you haven't gotten into all that much. Dino Alfieri, the Italian ambassador.
Fieri? Hold on, I actually didn't have him on my list. Italian ambassador?
Dino Alfieri, yes.
The theory is that he wasn't German enough for the Germans to be an ambassador.
No, but he's the Italian ambassador, so.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Lutz Herring. He was the one that Sargon had a quick drink with and got him to confess that his great-grandfather was a Jewish...
Yeah.
Yes. And he also had some unfortunate sympathies towards communism.
Yeah.
Well, he did when he was in college a long time ago.
Yeah, but that's...
Yeah,
But then he said that he was wrong. But then he confirmed that he was wrong, and that he was like, no, he really did. He was totally like a German and a Nazi now, and he was just kids being kids essentially. I don't think that. Yeah.
But we need to get rid of them all, I think.
Wow. Jeez. Well, with Henkel there was no suspicion. With Vidal there was no suspicion. Alfieri is his own deal, and I don't think we've investigated Phil, who's the Minister of Transportation.
Well, there's still one more day for Rags and Uzulu, right? You can guys.
You do have one more day, yes.
Yeah, we could pick a target, see if we can get him down in one night.
Yeah, it's very possible. If there was a I was trying to see of
Sphincter Phil is the Jeremy Corbyn of the Nazi Party, apparently. So if you want to get him, go for it.
Is that because Jeremy's
we've
face
got
looks like
Henkel, Vidal, Phil, and Alfieri. So of all of those four, let me see. Where does Henkel work? What is his position? What's his occupation?
Henkel, a researcher involved in the rocketry project.
All right, so he's going to help the Americans get to the moon one day. So Vidal, what's he doing? What's Vidal doing? No suspicion on him, but where does he work?
Vidal, Hammond Vida, you mean?
Vida. All right, so Vide. Yes.
Yes, Vida. He's the second in command at the Abwehr. And also the one suspected of having removed the mentions of the British agent.
Yeah, we already got him on something.
All right. So I'm wondering, I suppose I would be curious to see if there are any ties between the rocketry research and the armaments board in any way. We already know that they've got some guys in the top that are up to no good. So I'm curious if Henkel might know anything about that, or if he might be involved. In fact, based on the interrogations and questioning that we have from Kreutz and Sprudel that we're going to have here up really soon, I'm curious if Henkel's name will ever come up in any of that. It might not. I'm not sure. There could be a possible connection, has yet to be established. As for Phil, who's Minister of Transportation, if we were going to find, if we only had a day to try and find something that was incriminating, then it might be simply a matter of sneaking into an office, going through paperwork, something like that, something a little bit more conventionally espionage. And when it comes to Alfieri, he is the Italian ambassador, or he works at the Italian ambassador?
He is the ambassador.
Okay, who is the Italian ambassador? That's potentially a pretty big fish. Not that it's not doable, but I don't want to. If we fuck up, I don't want to get in trouble with the Italians too, because there's a direct, tie between them. So of these
nobody
four,
cares what the Italians think, man.
Well, I
sneak into the embassy and see what you can find.
Well, yeah, we might not even need to sneak. It depends on the reason, but so right now we'll see if Henkel's name pops up in any of the questioning of Kreutz, Herring, Sprudel. We'll see if Vita, who's second in command of the Abwehr, if you guys have got him on something, I would be really curious if questioning him, because he probably knows all kinds of stuff if he's second in command over there.
Yeah, but we won't have him until the end of the third day.
Okay. And the reason that we only have 3 days is...
The ball's the next day.
Yep.
Yeah,
on
but
the night of the 4th.
Yeah, but even then, we've narrowed it down so much that I mean, the fact that we've already caught 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 7 people in this short a time, I don't think it's unreasonable for us to request essentially people to watch over these last 3. And if none of them leave, we could certainly investigate them further. But this narrows down our list of people to keep an eye on substantially at the party, even if we don't end up getting anything incriminating on the rest.
Well, you still got to choose somebody to look into tonight.
I guess. Uzalu, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know what to say between them. It's
What? So,
mostly
do we
random.
know do we know the nature of suspicion of these guys? Not just, I mean, if there's suspicion on them, it must be for a reason. So let's start off with Phil. As the Minister of Transportation, why exactly is the Abwehr suspicious of any activity concerning this guy? What's he been up to? What have they filled us in on?
Ministry of Transportation, divorce, remarried, 5 children. His first wife was black. He was a bit of a degenerate during the Weimar era. That's what brought him to the suspicion of the Abwehr.
And just so my history's straight, how long ago was that? Talking
The
20
Weimar
years?
era was basically the period before the Nazis got into power, a period of considerable degeneracy and socialism.
money
But
printing.
well, I'm just talking time. How long ago was it? 15 years or so?
Well, if it's
for this
41 now,
guy-
10 years or so.
Hitler came into
tops.
power in 33, I think. So it's 41 now. So it's minimum of
For no reason at all, is it?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah,
So from 8 years ago to about 20 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
8. Yeah, I'll say about 8 to 20. All right. All right. So that's some interesting stuff. Let's go. So Alfieri, what has the ambassador done that would leave the Abwehr to be suspicious of him? You'd think, I mean, obviously there's a lot of eyes on him, but you'd think the guy like that would cover his tracks if he was up to anything suspicious. So what have they
As far
got?
as I understand, it's not that he's suspect for anything. He's just not the first choice for Italian ambassador. Is he like too dark skinned or something, too olive skinned? So they want to try and find a way to get rid of him.
He's a hint too brown, yes.
You want a Germanic from the north, not Sicilian.
A hint too brown as the Italian ambassador. All right.
We'll just go
is
there
that
with a
all
caliper, and that'll be the end of that.
Basically, there's questions about his purity, and the Gestapo really wants to follow him closer because he's a brown person. He could be a Muslim or something. God forbid. But they're not allowed to because of his position. He's being protected, and that really grinds their gears. Like somebody in our surveillance state, we can't surveil.
Well,
It sounds like you sneak in at night and find some kind of history on his parentage.
maybe.
Maybe he's received a letter from his black mother recently.
Does he have an ancestry tree under his bed or something?
Well, if there is anything that Hogan's Heroes has taught me, it's that an Italian will do anything for pizza. So I'm curious if there is a way to. I mean, I'm wondering if because he considers the Abwehr and us, we're allies, we're all together. So we'd already start off with that kind of, a pretty good disposition with him. I'm wondering if there was a way to basically butter him up. We're having some get together. We know. I don't know. Maybe we could come up with some kind of reason to take him out someplace, get him boozed up. Just some reason. I'm not sure. I would have to think of one, but
Yeah,
that
right.
might be the best thing to do.
This is the strat.
Well, I think the security. I
Just
think
walk up to
because
his. Go on.
the security at the embassy's name. The security at the embassy might be pretty tight.
Not for a vampire.
Here's the strat.
But not all vampires have the same capabilities. So if
Not
we
all people
could,
always
sure, but tight security at the embassy. I'd go for Minister of Transportation.
We just walk up to Alfieri's door, knock on it, wait for him to come, and then just say, Muslim says what?
See, I think you will have to sneak in this time. I think it will have to be a stealth mission because it's completely reasonable for him not to trust you, since he's not. It's not like he's part of your power structure. He doesn't necessarily have to answer to you. So
yeah, he doesn't have to answer to us.
So if I were you, I'd stealth first. Sneak in.
I think it'd be best to go with the Minister of Transportation. We know more about him. There's probably going to be less security where he is and where he works. SS inspections probably happen from time to time anyway. Who knows? It'd probably be easier for us to get in and talk to him.
The Italians would be quite guarded around any kind of German intelligence services.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
I think Alfieri's kind of he's definitely going to probably be the hardest to get close to
might
because
also
of that
be the biggest
position.
prize. But then since we only have one night, I guess we probably should focus on something more achievable in one night.
And I don't think they're going to blame us for not finding dirt on the Italian ambassador. That is a pretty lofty thing they're asking. But we've already got 4 of the 7 names in a matter of 3 nights, assuming we don't find anything on Henkel, Vita, or Phil. So I think that Phil is going to be our best bet. It's going to be easier for us to get in contact with him, go to where he works. Not necessarily blend in, but it would be more appropriate for us to be there. So that's my vote.
Or you come to the door of Alfieri, and then as a distraction, you turn into a walrus, he faints, and then I'm around in his bedroom looking for the prayer mat.
He's going to be in the embassy. It's not like that.
Is there any reason we think he's a secret Muslim as well?
It's the most comedically available thing that's suspected.
I just find it unlikely that he's a Muslim.
Yeah.
Well, they're the ones who are most likely to be Muslims. The ones who you never suspect. See,
Italians
the more
are
you think
probably
you're
not,
not affected by Islam, the more you're affected by it.
I've heard these arguments before.
From very similar people.
Yeah.
Uzu, you could literally just go to the guard and dominate him.
Yeah, but what about in the game? Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. I mean, I have a bit of dominate, but I don't know if it's enough to... to what end, exactly?
Let me see. Let me look it up.
What end are you looking for?
Well, we know what end Dev's character's looking for.
You think we should just roll up to the embassy, knock on Fieri's door, and say, "Get in the fucking car. We're going to Flavor Town."
Something like that.
Just have a pizza with a fish hook on it and put it on his veranda or something.
I told
and then
you,
wait.
Italians will do anything for a pizza.
Get in the
It's
van,
genetic,
we're
they
saving
can't help
German
it.
civilization.
So
yeah, there's not much to choose between them, in my opinion.
I still vote for.
Hold on a second. What's your level in dominate, Uzu?
1, I think. Hold on, let me find out. Yeah, 1.
Well, yeah. What can you do as a
Cloud
level 1
memory and
dominator?
compel. So compel, I think, is a 1-word thing.
Pizza.
Well, there you go. Compel, open, and then cloud memory. So he opens the door for you, you walk through, and then he forgets about it.
Yeah, but then what does he do after that?
Well, he's not gonna. The ambassador himself isn't going to be the one at the front door.
Also true.
No, I know that, but no. If you can get yourself into the building, you can stealth and then find papers or find something.
I can just imagine like dignitaries walking around through the halls, and then suddenly there's these 2 Germans in
like
SS uniform crouching around their arms outstretched, looking very pale and
People
suspicious.
work there. It's not an empty building. There's offices and stuff.
Okay, get yourself Italian uniforms.
You really want to get this guy, Dev? You really want to bring
What do you have
Fieri
against
down?
Italians, Dev?
Hatred of the Italian.
You do realize I'm half Italian, right?
Oh, that's
you
why.
shouldn't have said that.
Self-hatred, then.
Oh no!
Dev's defense is, I know an Italian.
Takes a treacherous Italian to know one.
Some of my family are Italians.
Well, I know the Italians don't like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Here's my angle. If of these three people, the one that is most likely to be problematic is this guy because he's brown.
Look, I can't be
Dude,
anti-Italian. Some
Phil
of my best
married a
family
brown
members are
person.
Italian.
Yeah,
Phil was married to a black woman.
yeah. I don't.
Well, then you've already got him. Lock him up for that.
Well, he did it in the Weimar era. I don't think
Yeah.
that's in and of
Do
itself.
it anyway.
I think he got
fucking
grandfathered
Nazis.
in, you know.
Yeah,
So,
he
sorry,
has been forgiven for that transgression.
Right,
Okay.
what was your
I'm
recommendation
sure there
for who
was
to
a
go
whole
after?
thing about, I fucked up and I'm good Nazi now. So we're going to have to give him on something else.
God,
but it's very
I'm going to go
possible-
through this and clip it all out with you just saying stuff, Rags. It's the funniest thing in the world.
I'm literally role playing. Okay,
I know, but it's just going to be so funny. You know,
it will be absolutely
Yeah.
hilarious.
You will actually, because there are these bits where it's just you talking and you say something Nazi, and then you could, if you wanted to, you really could do it. It's like,
So I am
if
almost shocked nobody has.
Phil had a black wife. It's very possible that when the Weimar era ended, the Nazis came into power, that sure, he went along with it, but maybe he became spiteful and resentful of the fact that he had to denounce that sort of stuff. So there might be
Wait a
a motive
minute.
there.
Does he have any black children?
No, not
yeah, I-
currently.
Yeah, I assumed. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because if he did, be like, well,
He has condemned that part of his life.
I see.
We should... All right, Rags, how effectively can you transform into a black prostitute?
well, it says an animal of similar size.
Well, you've got the animal part covered, so all you need now is the size.
Yeah, I guess my social points my manipulation would go up, intelligence down, obviously. Stamina is going to be very high.
What, is that because she's black or because she's female?
yeah, it's important.
Oh, wait,
It's a real question.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Black people. I had no idea. That's
Oh,
what
you
guys
were
are
talking about women, were you, Rags?
No, I was talking about another nondescript animal that I was thinking about.
No, all you've got to do is just go in blackface and dress up like a girl, and you can be a blackface trap.
I am the ghost of your wife.
I think people will probably see through the blackface. Just, I feel the need to point that out.
Why not? Trudeau won another election.
He was quite convincing.
He was, yeah.
He didn't just half-ass it. He looked like he fucking bathed in
He
black
looked like
ink.
Haji from Johnny Quest, man. He was all thing.
He looked like a cheap-ass Marvel alien who's just a different colour.
It is quite
Seems-
impressive the
seems
lengths he went to,
Saladin.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just
I
turn
am-
around and say, I can't say how many times I've worn blackface. Like,
I'm not gonna
what?
knock a
What?
guy with passion, all right?
But just how many times in one person's life do they actually wear blackface?
I'm at a solid 0 right
Yeah,
now
same.
myself.
Yeah, same.
Because I wasn't a fucking drama student. You know?
I learned that on YouTube.
I mean, I guess if you're involved in drama, you probably wear some strange makeup every once in a while. Yeah. It's
Well,
not
you
much
don't
of
have
an
a
excuse,
choice
but
when you're playing a
it's kind
role
of-
that someone has to play. But when you get to
Like the
choose
Canadian Prime
to
Minister
dress
in a
as
play or
anything, and you choose
yeah,
the
like it was a
one-
costume party. It wasn't a. But yeah.
and you choose the one that is at the time to you and your people extremely culturally insensitive. I don't know if it was at
Well,
the
yeah.
time actually. Probably
He could have
was.
gone as Fred Flintstone and nobody would have batted an eye.
Yeah.
He could have
just
gone
had to
as
dress up as a black person.
He could have gone as Castro and nobody would have noticed.
Fidel.
He could have dressed up as Jeremy Corbyn as Castro. Really meta stuff.
Right. Are we done then, or are we doing something else now?
I guess we'll just wrap it up there so you guys can plan a little bit more about who you want to go after, because right now we're kind of going in circles. So
Yep.
So we're not going after the last guy then.
Well, you've got three options: the ambassador, the rocket scientist, or the transportation minister. So you'll have to come up with one.
Yeah, and Regs and Uzulu have 1 day to do it because Sargon, you and I are busy.
Yep, because you're doing the thing about the agent. So today we had quite a lot of progress, didn't we?
Yeah,
You have very good suspicion, although you haven't quite nailed down the head of the Outverse yet and their collaboration. You need a little bit extra push there, but it isn't impossible. You could arrange something on the last night, for example, or contact Emil and maybe get some more stuff there. You have, however, managed to nail both Alfred Koitz and Johann Spudel. You now have both the paperwork and a confession that Johann Spudel has signed contracts to Kreutz, giving him far better rates than he ever should have. And you also have Johann Spudel for being gay. Then you also have Sargon, who got the communist Jew as well. Yep. So that's 3. So for all of that,
3.5's pretty good. We might have the second in command. We might have Vita here. So who knows?
Who knows?
That could
This
be 4.
party's going to be wild, man. The accusations are going to be flying. You're
Arrest the
corrupt.
whole
Yeah, well, you're a Jew. Shut up, homo.
right?
Looking forward to the next episode.
For today, you'll get your usual 1 point of XP. Although,
What?
God,
I will
Archie's
say
the
that
real
once
Jew.
you-
Really? 1?
once we get to the actual night and you start rounding this up, that's when I'll give you all of the bonuses for all of the things you've gotten. So,
Yay, for experience.
yeah, there's good reason to make sure you nail as many of them as possible.
Oh, we did respect the hustle, Arch.
Yeah, that's tight. You're tight.
Miserly. It's like he's
feel it.
It's like he's drawing these from his experience bank, and we have to get like he's loaning us this stuff. Like he can't literally create as much of it as he possibly could. Like, oh yeah, the experience economy is really looking rough. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I'm in a bread line for XP. I work all day.
I think we need to increase
I may as
the
well
minimum
join the
wage.
fucking commies, Arch.
Ugh.
I think we need to increase the minimum wage of XP.
I agree with Chad. Experience shekels is all it is.
One more push so you can do a big night, and then you'll get a payout.
Oh, thank God.
Oh boy. Yes, massa.
It'll be all the sweeter when you have actually worked for it.
Oh, this wasn't actually work. All right. Yeah, I need to put my heart into it next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me go through the super chats then, and we'll wrap it up. Starting with Ryan J. Smith. Hi, Rags. Why is Uzulu such a boomer?
That
I
was back when OBS was betraying me.
Yeah. Hello, though. But I never had this issue. But who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I've only had it twice.
Hasn't had this issue.
I've only had it twice.
It's probably
ever.
happened to me before. I mean, like OBS occasionally connecting and reconnecting, disconnecting, reconnecting.
Getting stuck in a cycle of reconnecting and failing, and streaming 0 kilobytes per second constantly. I don't know why it does it. It's happened once before, but it's pretty rare. It didn't happen for the rest of the stream, so that's fine.
Boomer confirmed. The Flensing, Rags, if true sentient AI existed, would you have a relationship with one?
To what end? Like, as much as relationships are just about
I know which end.
Relationships don't necessarily just have to be about the end outcome of like procreating, but it's a lot of time to spend in a relationship if you do want to procreate that you can't procreate in.
Oh, artificial wombs are a thing.
Not yet.
Nice and
well,
easy.
No, I don't want
kind
to
of.
fuck kids.
Soon. By the time we have true sentient AI, I'm sure we can have artificial wombs as well.
Oh
That's
yeah,
probably
absolutely. I agree with that. I just wouldn't want one. I mean, I don't know if there is a a me-like person in the far distant future. Maybe. I could see myself. Yeah, sure.
What, banging him?
Banging him. Oh yeah, I'd fuck myself in a heartbeat.
Well, you know what, Rags? Why don't you just go fuck yourself?
Yeah, well, maybe I will.
Oozaloo, there's 2 new artworks. I don't know if you put them up yet.
Probably not. I'll have a look now.
Oozaloo should go do that.
Make sure to put the one of my character front and center for a long time.
Onyx, art is up. Yes, indeed. We have showed that off. I'm pretty sure. Oozaloo. Oozaloo's a good boy. No, maybe.
Currently in progress.
Yeah. Currently in progress. Driven opinion. The Swedes have been turning more and more into degenerates ever since Gustavus Adolphus died at Lutzen. Change my mind. I can't, because that is actually the fact. Yes. The Swedes are bad people. Jad Rogers, which one of you is the alpha nerd?
Well, it's got to be you, Arch.
What? Why
Don't
me?
sound accused. Well, your entire channel is based around one.
We're not insulting you. We're describing you. And if you act like it's insulting, that's more of a you thing than an us.
I dare
I'd be
say that
happy
we
to be
could
an
all
alpha nerd, but I
we could
thought
all
you'd
be
been
called the
stuck.
alpha nerd depending on what you use as the core
Yeah, I
domain
mean,
of
someone's got to have the
nerddom.
biggest glasses.
Like, if we're talking about tech, I think we have our answer. If we're talking about Warhammer, I think we have our answer. If we're talking about movies, I think we have our answer, etc.
I feel unfairly pigeonholed.
I think that the real answer is that we're all alpha nerds of our own domain.
Oh,
I don't know if tell us about Warhammer, Arch. Tell us all about Warhammer.
Arch, you have sort of typecast yourself by doing almost nothing but Warhammer videos for years.
It's in your channel name.
It is.
No, see, I don't. Okay, I get constantly accused of doing too much politics, so I'm going to hide behind that now.
but politics and Warhammer.
But everything is political.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes my soul hurt. Like, yes, you can literally interpret everything to be political. This is correct.
Yeah,
My
everything
bowl of
is
cereals, when I dunk them in milk, the cereals are the black people and the milks are the whites.
Oh, God. I just can't wait for Right Wing Watch to get hold of this stream.
Oh, no.
I'm actually very disappointed that they haven't. This would be a glorious article.
Right?
I think this shit is just too fucking obvious, even for them.
We found the
While
point.
playing
We
a game of
found.
Vampire the Masquerade,
we
it's
found how-
Nazi vampires.
We found how far we have to go for Jared Holt not to take us seriously.
This is why even on
Mission
literal
accomplished.
Sig Marxism, the best they could do is say that we were literally role-playing. That
Anyone
was
else
the
want to
least
step up to the
charitable
plate?
interpretation they could come up with.
Does anyone else think that they're a mightier shit stirrer than Sieg Marxism or Jared Holt? There's got to be someone out there.
Oh, Jared.
Right. Draven, World War II, but in a final effort, the Nazis summon a chaos demon invasion. Hitler becomes a demon prince, and everyone, including the Allies, Wehrmacht, remnants, and the Japanese, have to fight for survival. Well, Sargon's the Blood Mage, so he's the one who's going to have to come up with the demons.
Okay, well, when I get some fucking experience, maybe I will.
Maybe. The thing, man, Arch, that Twitter video is really messed up. Yes, it is. At one point, you can see the hair of those three thoughts. I hope someone was standing by with stones. Yes, never mind the using the baby as a blunt object. That's obviously not as important.
Killing a baby is no excuse for degeneracy.
Horrible.
Changing my mind.
Bad Dragonite. I approve that name. When are you nerds going on a Rikita Laws channel? I know. I haven't been invited.
Arch, what
I don't know.
review of
I
Bad
haven't been
Dragon
invited
Comic
either.
Obvi. Remember, check for false bottoms, etc. Like I told you last time, Arch is likely to be more forgiving if you're more specific or not, Arch. And also from Obvi, also, did you guys hear about the UN taking a building to use as a compound in Salt Lake City? What?
The UN, yeah, no, I did hear something about that.
Oh, it's a compound, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was starting to wonder if they were going to grind the building into a compound, which they would then spread across Salt Lake City.
No, nothing that exciting. I went to Salt Lake City recently. It was nice.
The United Nations do need to take over the US as well, of course.
Yeah.
Architect of Fate, I petition to refer to Walrus Rags as Franklin. Maybe.
Franklin.
Yeah, it's a good name. It's a good, strong name.
Yeah, it's all right.
Cody Opperman, please do Talon versus Iron Warriors, my bridge god. Talon and Iron Warriors. Talons are 40k space brown people. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, we would never pigeonhole you as a Warhammer nerd.
No.
Details. Thoughts on the Dark Imperium era books written by Guy Haley. He has done a lot of salvage. Gito's mess and Gilliman's reactions to the Imperium are great. I have heard good things about them. I definitely have. Guy can be pretty good. He can also be pretty bad. He's very hit and miss for me. He's also very, very far left, which might color my impression. But I will get to them. So, but I'll probably do a series about Gilliman and his, reactions to the Imperium at some point in the far distant future.
I just want to say I have no idea what the Emperor's pronouns are. Since you mentioned,
yeah, me neither.
Far left guy. I mean, this is really not very progressive.
Jafar the Blade. Sargon's been to the US so much you think he was immigrating here. It's not something to be ashamed of, Sargon. You can tell us.
Oh, I know. I hate having to travel, man.
Open it out.
I like going to the place I'm going to, but the traveling gets me. I really hate it.
Yeah. Traveling shit.
Yeah.
Being there is great. Traveling shit.
If there hadn't been so much dither and delay on Brexit, we would have
transporter.
advanced enough to invent teleporters by now.
Yeah, if teleporters weren't a form of killing me, I might use them as well.
No, it
Bullet
depends.
trains or something.
That depends. Teleportation can be, if it's copying and reconstituting, then that is killing. But
Yeah, exactly.
if it's something else, it's not conceptually impossible for physical teleportation to be possible. Just we don't know how it would work yet.
Yeah, I just don't really trust anything that suggests that it is going to be teleportation. I think that's probably going to kill me.
We'd have to be pretty careful. Not that you'd notice, but you wouldn't like to think that that was what was happening.
Yeah. And even then, like, a part of being a person is a kind of continuity of consciousness.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but,
and if that's broken, is it me at the other end, or is it just this fresh consciousness that thinks it's me?
Well, to be fair, I mean,
what the core, what the sort of core defining factor of that continuity is, though.
No,
yeah, because I mean, every time you sleep, it breaks in a sense.
Well, no, you don't lose your brain. Your dreams are made up of the things that you experience during the day. You don't.
If anything, it's
okay.
Consciousness, but
How about this? I had to be put under for a surgery, and I was out for 3 hours, and it was nothing like sleeping. It was like ceasing to exist. There's no dreams, and then when I woke up, I couldn't tell how long it had been.
Being rendered unconscious isn't a break in the consciousness of the person.
It really felt like it was.
Well, maybe that did. I don't know, but that I wouldn't.
wait. Do you say being rendered
maybe
unconscious doesn't break their consciousness?
Yeah, in a different sense of the word consciousness. I know what he means.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, maybe that's what being teleported would feel like, Dev. Like,
Maybe.
So there's just this blackness, and then you reappear.
There wasn't even blackness. It was quite literally nothingness. It was like it was like ceasing to exist for 3 hours. If there's anything like death, that's probably what it was.
It's like blinking and just suddenly waking up.
No, because there was no passage of time.
Then
It could have been 1,000 years.
Then you get onto the other side of the argument of, well, if a consciousness is just a continuity of experiences, then if you've recreated it with all the same experiences, even if it's not technically the first one, it'll not know that it's indistinguishable.
Yeah.
So does that even matter? And it's like, oh God.
We won't know from the experience of the people teleported whether or not we're doing copying and reconstituting or actual teleportation. We'll have to know from the actual science of the machine itself.
Yeah, the science of it. Because the person at the end will always say that they're them.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. It would be horribly inhumane, but no one would notice. Even the people that were most affected wouldn't notice.
Yeah. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah. Although if we
This
have
is
a
all
device
far too
that can...
existential.
If we have a device that can instantly deconstitute a person, then that would be a weapon of war before it's a teleporter.
No,
Okay, well,
teleportation technology.
Okay, speaking of vampires, Sargon will learn a skill soon, allowing him to using his blood magic. So will that be the same character each time?
Only 3 more experience
Even if
points.
it's not, we kind of have to act like it is.
We
don't have much of a choice in that regard.
We need to speed up the XP.
Soon, PM. Maneki Neko, Rags 2020 Speech of the Year.
Yeah, boy. Hey, I got my 1 XP out of it, so it's definitely worth.
Imperial Fists, I have to redeploy Lawmaster, so I can't watch it all. Long live he who shall not be named, and purge Dev for introducing me to Busy Gang.
It's Bussy Gang, by the way.
Busy Gang, is it? Is it
That's
Busy
so
Gang?
Weimar.
Is this some kind of fucking fetish of yours?
You want me to show you the video?
No.
Want to? What?
Here, Arch, you can play it if you like.
No!
I'll put it in Crusade
How many
Tapestries.
babies are going to be killed in this?
I disavow. I don't want to touch this with as long.
What the fuck is this, Dev?
Fine. It's not anime weeaboo nonsense. I approve weeaboo nonsense, possibly.
Dev, I honestly yeet you into the sun. As far as I'm concerned. You have earned it.
That'll kill this baby.
But
But if the baby's descended from him, there's a risk of it doing the
Double
same shit.
homicide.
To be fair, I got this from Scrump, so you can blame him.
Of course
I
you
did.
did. I'm not even slightly surprised.
No.
Yeah, no, I condemn Dev.
Yeah. Disavow.
It's a
You're
trap
on
singing a lolly trap rap. Exactly, that's what it is.
Yeah, you disavow.
Tato Cat. A few days ago, a channel called Michael Monroe did a video after he recorded his university professor saying space isn't real because you have to trust white people to believe it. You guys should do a video on it.
What? Send me a
Listen,
link.
I know black astronauts are like unicorns, but it's not exactly contingent on white people, that sort of stuff.
Someone send me a link to that. That sounds amazing.
Also, if white
Yeah, I
people
wanna
made
see
it,
that
why would
too.
we make it black?
This is actually exactly the same kind of reasoning that leads to flat earthism, but with a social justice tinge. It's basically like no authority figure can be trusted, no matter how much they say that there's peer review. I'm not involved in the process. I haven't seen the evidence of the process being efficient at gathering the truth, so I can't trust it. It's like, in a sense, it's very logical, but it's not practical in the slightest.
Don't trust the government, they're corrupt. Don't trust the whites and their shenanigans.
Because they're white.
Don't trust the whites.
God damn those whites and their shuffles deck picks out card. Facts.
Yeah, science.
Space.
Like, verifiable science. Like, what? How do they explain our success if this doesn't, like, the European success, if none of this has any basis in reality? How is that explained?
Yeah, it's one of those flat earth things that you ask a flat earther. Say, if you don't believe it, it's like we've modeled an entire civilization off after the idea that this is correct, and it seems to be working out 100% of the time.
Yeah,
like if we're wrong, we're obviously basing everything that we know on something that, because it's all working.
The problem with those arguments is it still makes the assumption that things are based on a round Earth. I'm not presenting like a good trail of logic here, but there is a sometimes consistent trail of logic to just being massively skeptical of everything. Yeah, but sometimes there are incursions into it. Like, you can sometimes tell that these things are wrong on your own, but if you have to rely on someone else, then the most skeptical people are going to denounce it because they're just too autistically logical.
Yeah,
There's
this is not a new thing. Like this is what they're looking for is infallible justification, and the world just doesn't work on infallible justification. It works on fallible justification. That we work on the best undefeated evidence that we have, or arguments that we have for anything, and that seems to have served us really, really well. Looking for infallible evidence is a fool's errand because good luck saying that there will never be something that contradicts or overrides what we've learned here.
Science doesn't proclaim what's true.
I don't think it's just that,
though. Do that.
I think if someone did, in theory, have an infallible justification for a hypothesis, then they still wouldn't. The flat earthers still wouldn't believe it because they haven't personally experienced the infallibility of that evidence. It's about the proximity. It's about trust rather than about level of verification. Yeah,
that's probably true. But what they're doing is raising the epistemological bar, to a point where it's essentially unattainable.
Where it's like nothing can be accepted.
Even if you could get there, they'd probably refuse that because that's not. They're not actually concerned about the rigor of the evidence. That it's exactly you say. It's about trust. They don't trust the people involved. And that's the thing that they're bothered about here.
Yeah, I think raising the epistemological bar, as you say, is the result of that lack of trust.
Yeah, exactly.
They say keep an open mind, but not so open your brain falls.
Arch, who was that person that you mentioned had the video, or in the super chat? The super chat mentioned it rather.
Arch gone.
That is an amazing. That is an amazing thing, though. Most recent achievement unlocked: ratting out the rats from Carlos.
I'll put that up.
Genius. Oh, that's so funny.
Nice. My sound freaked out for a second there, but I'm back in.
Welcome back. Yeah, was his name Michael Monroe?
Michael Moreno.
Monroe.
I will here.
Moreno?
Here's the link. I will put it in Symposium.
Oh, you have the link to that video?
I do. It was just sent to me by a very kind person. Michael Moreno.
I have to watch that later.
I've got it.
It begins with our argument will be that space is not real. It's all fake.
I will let
That's the kind of thing that you do in like a logic class to take devil's advocate positions and then work against it.
Yeah.
Not something you actually
and it's because you've not had the
You can cover this on your own. Make a Sargon stream afterwards, okay?
You know what this needs? This needs a video by Cool Hard Logic. That's what this needs.
Yeah.
Because not only will he be able to, obviously get rid of the SJW stuff, but he'll go into the science of why we can verify stars are real and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, he does good. I really like Cool Hard Logic.
Yeah, he's fucking great. That's the guy to do this one. I hope he does it, man.
Yeah, the main problem with the extremely autistically logical approach for flat earthers and such is that some experiments can be done by individuals to prove this stuff.
Yeah. But right, I'm going to head off, chaps.
Alrighty.
All right.
See you.
All right, take it easy, everyone.
See you later. Are we?
Are we on next week?
I was
vanished.
We don't know, but we'll have to.
I hope so.
Furnace of Epirus. The biggest Ragus can become is erect.
Well, it does increase my surface area.
You have also been asked to show us that walrus dick. Or bick, actually, with a B.
It's probably on the internet somewhere. On National Geographic.
And finally, also from Furious, walk in like nice place ni BBA. I do not understand these words. Nibba?
Oh,
Nibba?
what?
Is
Yeah,
it YouTube
Nibba.
saying no?
It's a meme.
When we were going to
memes are illegal now, by the way.
Memes are illegal.
The US have made it so that if you make a meme, you can be sued for $30,000 and you will automatically lose unless you send in a dispute.
It's got to go through the processes, but hopefully is this what happens when a bunch of boomers are making the laws who don't understand modern internet culture?
because they do not understand what a meme is. KD Meta, donations to Rags 2020. Will you run for president, Rags?
You know, if things, I don't want to run against Daddy Trump, but I mean, we all have those fleeting flights of fancy in our heads. You know what I would do if I was in charge. Not going to rule anything out, but no
Would
plans
you
on it
finally
quite
lock
yet.
her up?
Oh, I'd lock her the fuck up. She'd be so locked up.
Well, I vote for you then.
Salusu. Heads up, Trump tweeted out a meme of him giving a medal to the hero dog. The journals are losing their ever-loving minds about it. I don't doubt it. I am sure they are. Trump has managed to get these people to be in opposition of dogs now, which is good job.
Yeah, you'll watch them start to explain away why the dog isn't so great.
So dogs are great. Someone just linked me something of apparently Twitter is pulling and stopping all political advertisements now.
Yep. None are allowed from anywhere.
None.
I'm shocked that it's not just from one side.
I'm shocked too. This is interesting. So they won't allow political parties to pay for ad space on Twitter.
I will be shocked if it ends up not being only one side. I mean, just
They did do something a little while ago. I can't remember what it was, but it was something that would have screwed over Trump's Twitter. What was it exactly? I can't remember. Yeah, I'll see if I can look for that news story. They did something to screw over his Twitter just before the election, basically.
Oh, they're already. I mean, they basically said that they're working on it.
Yeah, they want to mess with all the things.
William Icebane, who would win, a Tyrannid or Carpenter's The Thing? And probably Tyrannids would just eat it. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's the answer. They would just eat it.
Spawn of a Nazi and a Nazi vampire.
That's simple. William Icebane again, who would win, Epstein or Jarrett from Subway? Slightly more difficult.
Who would win in a fight? Probably Epstein.
I think it's Jarrett.
If he didn't accidentally kill himself, of course.
Jared his size change, definitely he would just sit on Epstein and he'd die. William Icebane again, FMK, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, or Angela Merkel. So fuck, marry, kill.
So who's the three options we've got here?
Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, or Angela Merkel.
Kill. I mean, what?
I will take option 4, suicide.
I'd kill Clinton. I would fuck Merkel, and I'd marry Pelosi.
You're a strange man.
See, there's no
what's
correct
the non-strange
choice.
way? Yeah,
The non-strange way is not to play.
My reasoning is
strange game. The only winning move is not playing.
To die. So that's why Clinton dies. Fuck Merkel because her German shame would haunt her for the rest of her life. And Pelosi, I don't know. I guess she'd be the person I could deal with the most, sort of. I don't know. And I probably wouldn't see her all that much.
No, don't even start to imagine it. They're all awful.
I know
the
they're
only
all
upside
awful.
of this
I'm
is
trying to
that
justify my decisions.
is that when you fuck Merkel, you have to do it in a Nazi uniform and film it.
Sieg!
Because that will it may affect her re-election
Literally
chances.
roleplay.
So I found the article about Twitter. Twitter explains when it will remove abusive tweets by world leaders. Twitter announced Tuesday that users will no longer be able to like, retweet, or share offending content from world leaders. So what are the chances that any of Trump's tweets will get through that filter, and then they'll be unshareable?
I'm sure definitely apply that very equally and very fairly.
Yeah.
Post that article, Usley, if you don't mind.
It's only a screenshot, but I'll try and find the article.
I can get the article for you. Give me a second. It's in my Discord here. Let me copy link. And it is in Symposium.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the original thread, not the story I have, but that's probably a better
We
source.
believe political message reach should be earned, not bought. What the fuck does that
Well, I had
even
to earn
mean?
the money.
I guess naturally having a big reach.
Something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out.
I don't think the Democrats will necessarily win on that either, but oh well. Beowulf. Praise the Lord of Salt. Also, where was the Emperor actually at in the Ulanor Crusade? He was the bait. He was the bait to draw out the big bad orcs so that Horus could kill them. William Icebane, no such thing as a bad crusade. Hashtag all crusades just. An Uzulu fan. Hashtag ban
Yeah, gotta silence the underdog.
When H cross to get the Muslim ambassador drunk, take him to a Jewish ghetto, then give him a gun. If he kills Anu, he's loyal enough.
I think he means Jew.
Yeah. It might just be kills Anu, you know, he might have killed one before. Sve Hollis, to hail the kingdom of Sweden. Long live the king, and may Sweden's reign be true. The Danes will suffocate in the dirt and rock-crushing boots. Right, I disavow, but I do avow the last part. Cyber animalism. If warp entities are fed by emotion and belief, is it possible that the greater good was created by human self-sacrifice? Maybe this God created the ethereals to spread the ideas that fed it. It is possible that the greater good is a warp entity, although not created by the Tau. So, could have been created by humans to create the ethereals? Probably a little bit too alien, but possibly. Swede off the cuff. Kellogg has a new cereal. All the floor trimmings are repacked like discount cigarettes. Don't look it up. I will not. Lutzfer, when Sagen Uslu Reich famous, also Spike drinks the blood to ghoul the entire party at least.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a thing that can be done. Interesting.
Just mix it into the punch, man.
Sargon was only famous in like a very specific subculture. Uzulu is famous, but he hasn't been doing anything to draw attention to himself yet. Of course, if he does, I'll bend him over a barrel and fuck him with it. Oh, that's for later.
Very colourful
William
way of
Icebane,
saying, remind me.
Uzulu, you gay boy. You faggots.
I had forgotten that I was famous, actually. But I do that sometimes.
What were you famous for in the story?
You have to specify, did you?
Motivational book writer?
I guess so. It might be on my bio, I don't know. Let me have a look.
And last one, Svi host, War Thunder was peak art Warhammer. Oh god, War Thunder. Dead game is dead. Right, we have gone through all the super chats then. So thank you all very much for watching. And there is a chance we will be on next week. I don't think Sargon is going to be gone to the USA. So we will have to wait and see, I guess. But hopefully that'll work out. So we can
Fingers
wrap it up
crossed.
now. Let's see. Uzulu, press button. Good now.
Yes, button being pressed.